chiefs and elders, youth and women of the northern region. Today, we do not just welcome a man, we welcome a legacy, a son of the soil, a symbol of hope. A leader whose journey is nothing short of divine orchestration. Yes, there are many Johns in Ghana. Many have carried the name and many have walked the corridors of service. But in the secret annals of our nation's history, 3 Johns rise above the rest. There was Jerry John Rawlings, the fierce patriot who brought us stability in a new democratic dawn. John Ajay Kunkufo, the gentle giant. There was John Evans Atta Mills, the man of peace, humility, and wisdom. And then came John Dramani Mahama, the miracle of our time. He is the John who rose from the humble office of assemblyman, elevated by hard work and destiny to member of parliament, to deputy minister, to minister, then to vice president. And just when the world thought his journey had peaked, he became the president of the Republic of Ghana. Not once, but twice. Who is like John Dramani Mahama, the only man in Ghana's fourth republic, who, after serving as president, stood with courage, returned with grace, and reclaimed the mandates of the people to serve again? He is not just a politician, he is a phenomenon. Mr. President, Alhamdulillah, for the grace of God has certainly enveloped your life. The first ever former president who has been re-elected as president. Your caliber is few in this world. Under his leadership, we saw the transformation of the Tamale Airport into an international gateway, connecting the north to the world. You brought us the e-block schools, expanding access to education for thousands of children. You gave us the Ghana gas infrastructure, providing energy to power industries and light homes. Under you, we witnessed massive road construction from the north to the south, from east to west, bridging communities, building future. And through it all, you have carried yourself with dignity, humility, and unmatched statesmanship. Mr. President, but how did you excel in your leadership role? Aside from your role as the leader of Ghana or motherland, Mr. President, you have demonstrated a significant influence in managing the economy, particularly with regard to the US dollar since you came to office. Your wide recognition and goodwill has earned you multiple names. The elderly call you John Mahama, the youth call you J.M., retired women call you Ladina Flower, others call you Mahama Bole, Ghanaians call you the nation builder. But on this very occasion, your newest name is President Mahama Ganasco. Tamaskans, don't be paid. You are not our level. President Mahama Anyeye, President Mahama Tidini, President Mahama our own, President Mahama Namu. Ladies and gentlemen, today we say of all the Johns, it is John Dramani Mahama who stands tallest, not just in height, but in vision, not just in words, but in deeds, not just in promise, but in legacy. All dignitaries and fellow students, let us rise to honor our hero. His return is a march toward a new hope for Ghana. Because when John leads, Ghana rises. Welcome home, Your Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. Our John, our pride, our president. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Please be seated. Let me proceed on established protocol and say, my brothers and sisters, for those who have studied geography, we have shorter days and longer nights, and so the sun will fall quicker than it normally does, and we still have the short cuttings to do. So let me just be very brief in what I have to say. I'm very happy to be here for the 65th anniversary of this great school. A few weeks ago, the headmaster and some of the masters of the teachers of the school and several of the old students visited me in my home in Accra and presented an invitation for me and the First Lady to be here today to join you for the 65th anniversary celebration of our dear school. This morning we had to go and join our Executive Secretary, Dr. Kalisus Mahama, at the funeral of his mother in Salaga. And that's why we arrived a bit late, and that's why we are pressed for time. But I'll just say a few words to mark the 65th anniversary. I arrived at the gates of Ghana School in 1971. Having finished Achimota Primary, I came a bit disappointed because I had wanted to join my colleagues and my friends that I had made in primary school in continuing to Achimota. And
TVSYZ and also on Power 97.9 FM, the hottest and the biggest conversation in Ghana inside politics in a different studio 37. Bebre Street, the heart of Accra, Usu, editor in all the 16 regions across the country. Northern Regional Capital, Tamale, Kesmi 107.1 FM, Boli in the Savannah region in Kiligi FM, Kremo, Yakowa, WFM, Boko in the Upper East region, your source 100.1 FM, Zeps FM, or Zebilana Pusiga, a Wing Pan Sampa, Wende FM. If you want your Central region, Adom Sounds, Ekrom, Cape Coast, Kotokraba, Market Sounds, on a sinful so, Rich FM, so Ekrom, Atoyaman, Temo, and Krukesi, Takra, de Sharp, 106.9 FM, so Kremo, Ziama, Elembele, West End, 100.3, so Ekrom, Volta Regional Capital, Hoya Global, 105.1 FM, Sounds, so any DNH, for Regional Capital, Goso, Nananum 92.5 FM station, with ambition, Musu Kremo, and yes, Sankore, also no yenuanoma also no omukramo den ya no beko ene ne mpa kukuom ne patemu nyina so no omo etie wo sankore ne patemu yeko eye bono region tiny tipo 9 FM ewo eye nsoko ena nsoma FM so won kran kwanta wuti region stations mi ensanyi wa 9.7 FM oketekrache KFM ewo pasa ana buem FM so ewo jiase kan landing GFM radio ne Fire Life radio sukremo America memo apo 68 FM o Virginia almost so FHMedia live Facebook live Power 979 in a TV SYZ Ghana Samsung YouTube SYZ broadcasting capacity matan kolega biga Mugabe Maase mina midi jumadi ho chamera ensema eboboba ene awie na yetima na chese ene yebokura electoral commission wo maso ya Mugabe Maase ene Bosman Asare ne wo mabedi akirefo no wo ma aso ayehye papa sanse nipa bi omu ye adwuma ewo electoral commission wo no wo de krata ede akwakoma His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ejina Article 146 of the 1992 Constitution is say Mugabe Maase ne deputies nyina no embra kwemo no omufiri se eniema bi wo ho entwa yie nti omufo omudwuma ento ne penipa foforo na omefa electoral commission dwumadie no enso enye sofo Ghana ha waji din kese pa ya ka sofo omudimu a ne din ewom bi second chance papa yi ene Philadelphia ma papa yi ne din ede eye prophet adum chei dua ede sembi atudwa efa Christian Council ho sam no sai ena ebobo by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama President of the Republic ono so sembe no de tudwa efa National Cathedral ho abra na operation beba be Ghana mampanyi in the year 2024 ehun sem nyina so ewa ha yede ni nyina ebra o nananam ayefo mpanimfo tutu omunam mpaboa afri eye achem ochre so ya chese dewu ene ne patemu ene na wo behwe ha na nanom ahemfo wo mu kire se kasebi akoso a dasebre nani anye ho enti nei dasebre na ahemfo yi wo tutu mu na mu paboa aba bedu fia na sade de be ka no yesika ne twani fa na twa bonkum ti sade ye journalism no etese ne wo mu no e kire se wo ma akwanya ma bi akwanya no no so enka na asem de be ka se ye continue se be ye circumspect in our reportage depending for e ha medame wo se yom na maba ye baide dia ka nyina ba hwehwe so amamo Welcome back. Support from the 900 million angels. Mugabe Maase, the capacity man. Me say some na say anacha sa abo afie bia da roma. And the church edi dwumedie edi ebrewa seda kese comma S natural mineral water. So mota echi a eja ye nia yensuo. Ye de eboa amase nyina agya tomu eye na wo ye wedding na wo ye engagement toto pono dia afradofo bia na nan mahemfo omotena sese omodi asema eno a ene obia enom. Safari Valley Eco Resort ewa dew ene dewfo na wa hayo. Na chese okre constituency hono no wo mo so te de be fie be ye na konum ni omne ya Safari Valley Eco Resort ko wona ko jojo ho na ho eye baby a udu how say environment no ho ye conducive papa Victory Garlic Mesa kan ho Divine Hope eye Herbal Center de wotwa Herbal Powder na boy Power Specialist Herbal Hospital Mugabe Maase Clinic and Herbal Center Sansuna Benji Estate and Investment Limited Bermuda Games no so o de mo akokora mo pese mubu me nan ba ko akai na eja ye be ne dan ne akone sen na ne nyina ye sem bibiri ne nyina ye de ne nyina ebreo ene ewo eye dwumadi kese esi o TVS YZ na Power 97.9 FM moteme ka che be na wotwe enie moteme ka wafide su ne nyina no adwuma ne bia e wo se esi wumfu do so a wo ye ne nyina Medaki Nicholas any team na se Kevin ene Raf se mo so mo hwe akire ma bibia etumi ekoso kama sabre de ma ba de na che se akonya kase no magye atena so a ye de nsem ne nyina no edi ne nyina ebreo no kira staff ni management nyina se motumi ahwe bibia ededa na kwemo kama yede ensem no sha ase de anache se ye sha ase afri electoral commission asoye ene yeda sore ya panyi bia sore o kire se enya ade se obetena ho aye hwehan na wedi efie ni fie o aboa bia beka wa ni fie ontumem so omo twen ema obi mfira bontene emfa krata nkomo mampanyi tesesi ye kasa de petition kase pa akwakudu mampanyi asoye na ni nyina kire se mo se article 146 de eche eye charlotte na abra wo ye yisi che na esa ache ye maame eye tokuno no saba poliwa na mbra no enkoso pepepe tuwe de fresh breaking news ende de etumi aba betu dwa eno no over the weekend eye kaso koso e was Salaga in the Savannah region. Let's just say Dr. Callistus Mahama ya wono ene executive secretary to the president ne maame to ananano monsedua emende twa mu ene mutumi eja abrewa krabre na mugina so eye fe papa na chi say yes eye no eye capacity funra ene course abemu penifo bebre ene tumi kopie mu ye kan say Dr. Callistus Nyankopon onkoso na onhye woden ene yen focus ni nyina begina eye ensema national cathedral won sensem ene ne eboboba MPP nso enche no mokwa akoto aba yi mpenifo a eja ebedi wo mo panyino obedi wo manim ewo mfimpi mienu ene aduonu enwotwe abatu no masa ase entense panyi se wo buru nso ne ntem a ene wani yedan wani eye kokko nti sesei no omani abre papa mama me aye fe ne se na atoshi waba be kasa na atoshi nsema o kanu timi se asumdwe ni fie kura wase blame ni nyina mo mfa ma eye kenufori ata ene bawomia ene wo mo maka sanse ono no de common fund secretariat wa no wo no ye de mana ene wode kwa akoye adwuma na neska no kenufori ata ne nkofo no omunyi sika no emba ene wo mo de akwa akoye o adwuma eno no ye bejan ato ho emresem no ye beka ho ensem na His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ensem kese a ebobo bani nyina no papa ye fe ne se eye adum chedua papa die ene wakasa wase a Christopher no omuni omulem na asorifo nso nyeden eni omulem Romafo efo musikensu ma sori dan Pentecost fo nsi ma sori dan kremofo nsi ma sori dan na omampanyin yenya no onye ni mpuntu nyuma ye papa ensema wode atudwa no yentie eye prophet adum chedua of second chance
Christian kasa tofuna munin sori dan mon sori dan mo de ya de ahiafo ne mobrowa fo sika nyana no ewo he nyamomo ho na baaye mon free kwam yes mo fo samwa nyenyen na mo be ko retirement mon chomo na de gana duru no yam feni agoro yes wan amen peche wan ko wa futuom enko yiska enko si wan asore dan yes no man peni me pacho Ghana ban enye Kristo asafo yes aban diulemu yes Atisofo ayaso yendi elem.
Onsem kase pa.
Prophet Adumu Chedua capacities of pa Okano Krene Muda Hosi Pefe Ave Yete Christian Council Omonso Sema Omaka Afa a question on the National Cathedral. Christian
We are aware of the prevailing economic difficulties. We believe that the cathedral's completion under a transparent, accountable, and inclusive framework would serve as a spiritual and cultural landmark for generations to come. We therefore humbly recommend Your Excellency the following three things. That government reaffirms its commitment to the project, to its continuation and completion, ensuring transparency in financial administration. 2, that a broad-based funding structure involving churches, the private sector, international partners be developed to reduce the fiscal pressure on the state. And 3, that the cathedral be positioned as a national interdenominational project that fosters unity among our people.
Almost lange na brofo a wokan we Ghana ni okasa te said you be over America na ba ye ne wanso na tie a ye di nkontomre ne nkwasusu a ne nsusu ya ye poto awiom e de ye kakoni ade twem ye nyina ye dibi nso mo kasa na a se brofo ese ma wokan nyina papa baby a wo baby a wo so mo asori ikramofo anyi wo modie wo modiem Pentecost for anyi wo masori ya na nanu matankwanya omusungu wo monsa omombekom na yekoyenim o minum puntu human hospitals ne schools akwaya enye enu ne hia se mo befese amaye to mampanyini adom chese de yi Christopher onya dai omuni wo mulemu na so di wo mulemu na na do hye nyakopon bo promise o de ma yeso bisi cathedral say na na do no wakwa akotena ne baabi nti mekɔbɔ na na do video a wono ɔhyɛ ne bɔ no sese wadi na ban awie wɔkɔ wantumi ensi asɔre da na hyɛ nyame anim nyama yɛmfa cathedral asɔfo no national Christian Council for Estremo baabi a yɛdu no ɛnyɛ asɔre wei a iba besi wa na de bibi bebre sika asɛi akɔ wei mu no yɛsi yɛsɛ ɛkɔ yɛchi a resetting no ɛnyɛ national cathedral asɛm yɛnko yɛ na President Mahama deɛ woyɛ bi Ghana for hell because o share Ghana for bɔ on the cathedral nti nsɛm a ɔka asana bɛyɛ Ghana mampanyi
in building, an interdenominational place where we can worship. But it must be done in consultation with all of us. All of us must decide, how we want to do it, what the scope is, and how much it should cost. I believe that at this time and age, with all the problems we have, $400 million to build a cathedral is excessive. I know Nigeria have built an ecumenical center, and I've been there. It's a decent, beautiful place, and they built it for $40 million. And so maybe some of the things are excessive, Let's find somewhere, all of us, on National Day of Thanksgiving and Worship, we can all go there and worship God and thank Him for what He has done for us. And so when that forensic audit is over, our intention is to have a broad-based consultation with the Christian community to see how we can build a place that is decent for us to worship. But apart from that, make it a center where people can come and, look at its architecture and all that, and find that Christ, has a place in our hearts, in our nation. And so when the time comes, we'll do that consultation, and we'll decide together how we want to go forward.
Yes, President, Oshe Ghana for ball. Your engagement with the media, no. We in Simbiano ho. Mon family call back production team. No mo say video no my Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Production team mon family call ho. President Mahama during the 2024 election period or responding to a question about the National Cathedral. And when he obey president here, he obey Afahon. Let's watch and listen to President Mahama.
I'm a Christian and I belong to the Assemblies of God Church. Ordinarily, building a house of God is something that we all do. I contributed monies in my local Assemblies of God branch to build our church, and it's created an environment for us to praise and worship our God. But I don't condone stealing in the name of God. And that is what has happened in the case of this National Cathedral. It is instructive that members of the Board of Trustees, some of the members of the Board of Trustees have resigned, and they have called for a forensic audit of the National Cathedral. I'm not saying it. Members on the board believe that fraud has been perpetrated against the people of Ghana, and they are calling for a forensic audit. At the time this National Cathedral came up, it was somebody's personal commitment to God, and we are sure that public funds were not going to be used for the National Cathedral. Unfortunately, we hear that 300 and something million has gone into it. Where did those payments go? Were they justified? Who did they go to? These are all things that we have to unravel. And I think that that is the first thing we do before we even decide what to do with that huge pit. And so ordinarily building a house of God is something that we all do. I contributed monies in my local Assemblies of God branch to build our church, and it's created an environment for us to praise and worship our God. But I don't condone stealing in the name of God. And that is what has happened in the case of this National Cathedral. It is instructive that members of the Board of Trustees, some of the members of the Board of Trustees have resigned, and they have called for a forensic audit of the National Cathedral. I'm not saying it. Members on the board believe that fraud has been perpetrated against the people of Ghana, and they are calling for a forensic audit. At the time this National Cathedral came up, it was somebody's personal commitment to God, and we are sure that public funds were not going to be used for the National Cathedral. Unfortunately, we hear that 300 and something million has gone into it. Where did those payments go? Were they justified? Who did they go to? These are all things that we have to unravel. And I think that that is the first thing we do before we even decide what to do with that huge pit. And so first, let's investigate and do a forensic audit. And if people have, illegally and unlawfully taking the monies of the people of Ghana, they must be made to refund those monies. And so
Nacha say His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na mote nenkano. Ma say nibre e wo fie ha. Nibre wo fie ha papa. Yes na wo twetwa mu nyina mo hu se na mini fidue mu ha. Ne ye bo adwuma nso no ye we ne ye de boa aban mu nso. Yan say o ye ma wa appointment a wo ye ha na wo ye ha ne nyina ne ye de ka ho ne ye koyenim. Se de adwuma no esitie no. Ye serve Madagana. Na ene ye wo ha ne mpanifo bi ebuwura mu wo fie ha. Mo ba ye juma wa tu kama bi so mo kwanso na enei wo mo ha no die nti wo mo ba ye ne pesi ebisa wo mo na eja wo mo ema ye die nti a wo mo ba ye a na de aka no ye de atoa so ewa na nanu makonya na nanu atena konya ya mama kwaba ya na mama mo ne na akosoro emame pecho ya mama kwaba ya na ejampani si nim na nso ye bisa tie wa mu madawruma na nanu mo na monam ewiei monantese
ewiei ye nantese de ye boko enso nya boko sa
wane soma mo
eye miwura da sebrefu su kwabi aye bi ahwe
wa okese wo ye hwan
me ne be ma sonfo crunch be kwen achimo odumase hen piawo obenyin wo so wo de sen odawruma yo microphone be wanim na kasa ne nte wonka
within the Bafo and Mugabe Maase Katachi, I'm here Odewu Punya.
Dewu Punya Hene.
I'm a chance as senior shares or the Mamunina.
Dewu, a babia, a year Eastern region.
Odewu, I think we are Chimtresso.
Chimtresso. The Hona would do Hene. When I find an answer, so
I demand a civil for Sukabi, I be here.
Thank you. Obey, Nana Usudin.
Pacho, within the Bafo Crunchy, other day, Audi Kai. Mene Odewu Sanahin.
Dewu sana hene obanya ukura
from Tiami Amwako that's be Tiami me
microphone no be when the kasa yie wo de manisi wo na be na kasa gum
from Tiami Amwako da sebe Tiami me
na obenye de ni kura we
eyo dwan a nipa ye be kan ho asem ye de ba ye yi ma no yi dwan abasa aye de bre no amane ye no
wa se mo ya amamre bi
pa chan
wo hefa
wo tire so ahimfie
yo obenye yesimi ko bi me so ye ko ya mama nka bi openye wadawruma twebe microphone no weden wadawruma kasa gum wadawruma
efrebe otiami adasi ifri achim odumase
wo ye den
be ye otiami ema berema so for crunch be ko otoso nai
fantastic penya oso owo me hey weden
yo midin de berema kwaku amujebi achim anwem he
achim anwem
ewo odaw emam
fantastic obenye weden kasagum
ya frami John Kunedu me ye ochiame ma beri ma kwaku amuji
wona oye chiame zinana kasa wona aje so wiaw nya no fantastic openye wo so kasagum wodin na padawrum
me so frami ba fo kwa me ano me ya anko bia hene boadua
anko bia hene boadua o achem kyerɛ so
dabi e wa achem boadua
munyina hye
wo nyina hye yo na ene nana ya da sebre na wo na mbabo asoma mo ha
pachai
yo wani be the lady conversation no wo abe lady dawruma dia na mo de bae
de bae de boko chiame
kasa
mempanyifu ntie na dofo nso ntie yai de bae de boko de ne se ebe ne nan no na otwe ni na chiri ni ene ate inframa bi ebo yan efrimu afidie so a wura bi ebe keka ne nsem ba akomienu bi ayehwa a egu ye wura ho fi
ya ese ma kan ye no wo adanse ana
me wa adanse
production team adawroma said ye eka no ye sika ne twa
nifa na etwa bonkum yenti o madanse o mode bae
ewo dwabi ni osiem ene atim otreso wo se oba be fa asase no now they are again who they see estate who born dog look Mugabe we'll go deep into this matter. Any chief who is involved with the collection of cocoa farms from cocoa farmers, the Bidonbe Ministry for Chieftaincy and Local Government, here could be so masem. Say, why do you want to impoverish your people? When I was growing up in the 80s, I saw chiefs who gave people land to go and grow cocoa. They gave them seedlings. They encouraged them to stay on the farms. And then women, they own a lot of cocoa farms. And you know, in Bebromco secondary school, cocoa. So what is it? Say, Nemo, you want to take away their farms from them. Assassination Yahudia. Who was 2 lands? I said, who do what? Who about the G? Timamufona Sassi, sell the other. Why they about it now? Namugabi, some American from Drabin, Osiem, and Timothy Wrestling. There's one lawyer Bia is allegedly a friend of lawyer Jan, also a land economist or a lawyer. He has gone around doing these things. The catch of Mugabe, I have a document here. Allegedly, I have a document here. Look at this land that belongs to people in the Dawu area. Yeah, this has over 200 acres. See at the Bay Estate. Some of us will never sit for this program to materialize. The cocoa farmers will continue to enjoy their cocoa process and be able to support their children to go to school and also get an education be able to develop themselves. Those places will never be used for.
Very well, no. Some branch can hear fan at Tiana, whatever.
Yo, Eddie Kine, a bit cheera. That's a bit for Sukobia Biahe.
To wait in a mamma buy.
Went in a my buy.
You didn't man.
It's here to phone in ATA. Well, what you so, or do any of you changing now. Saying just asking me, and yet Ghana Hankwan Edru. You don't know what between Natty. You me. As Uncle Noshai, near whom says a dear. That's a bit by a being female sending. No point to Juma, I cost what Tresno. Yeah, here say actual letters in at the local government ministry. Yeah, pray impo district capital or you Krumo. Near whom say, I was say a boy, a Dachibi, see a child for say you be more. Yet me, Aqua Conca, J capital Daba. Until I say, you better expand your township, no?
You Kruna, a
Tresno. Until now, say, you be a Krunum. Until you share, don't you say. Baby or what? Croon Trekwa, a bear fe, the croon a bear kama. Enti Edina, a Yama to a quamu, yɛ cadastral mapping no ɛde kɔ assembly no nso ɛwɔ process mu na no kora ɛwɔ sɛ bɛhyɛ ase fi baabi sɛ yɛ start with community engagement
timamofo ɛwɔ ɛyɛ
ɛtrɛ so yɛ bɔda ru ɛma lɔya kwame gyan yɛ a yɛnua ɛka ne ho asɛm yɛyɛ ɛbaeɛ ɛbɛkyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma mu kyerɛ yɛn ɔma anti bibia si bisa question but kyerɛkyerɛ mu kyerɛ yɛn ɛno akyi yɛsan so yɛ stakeholder engagement ɔmo a ɔmo nsaase no ɛfa ɔmo ho no ɛbɛn kuro no yɛkyerɛkyerɛ mu kyerɛ wɔn nea nti a akɔdu saa ɛfisɛ Ghana mmerɛ yɛgyina the recent lands act ne so na ɛkyerɛ sɛ kuro tire kɔdu baabi na ɛka wɔgyapadeɛ a ɔman no gye ɛde kyerɛ kuro no mu nti nyɛ sɛ bi a daasebrɛ ɛde ne tumi bi ɛna agye obi asase sɛbe kuro ɛwɔ wura ɛna akandifoɔ nso yɛsom ɔmanfoɔ nti ɔmanfoɔ ho dadwen ɛna yɛde yɛ sɛ adwuma yi
ɛkyɛ sɛ deɛ wɔka no kyerɛ sɛ ekuro no nyini nti ɛwɔ sɛ mobae kuro no
saa nateɛ na nea ɛwɔ mu ye ɛnyɛ nokorɛ sɛ asena nkonnwa anaasɛ daasebrɛ akɔhu rare estate developer bi sɛ ɔmmra mɛgye na wɔmɛsisi estate ntɔn bisa ho sɛ yɛkuro mɔ yɛntu gold wɔ hɔ yɛntu diamond wɔ hɔ daabi enti estate developer bɛyi ɛna ɔbɛka sɛ obɛsisi estate wɔ hɔ na hwan na ɔde bɛma no because they are profit oriented obiara yɛ saa adwuma no a ɔdwen mfasoɔ ho bibi saa ni hɔ saa dwumadie ɔba nti ne yɛsɛ mo sɛ gyame makwan a mommra na mommɛhwɛ yɛde map no bɛkyerɛ mo hospitals wom schools wom yɛ making provision for a new town altogether nti nyɛ sɛ bi a estate developer bi schools wom post office wom police station na yɛsi no eduma bi ɔsɛ expanding the new town no so nyinaa yɛ make provision for that.
Moton asase sɛn obi pa asase esi dan ya moton asase sɛn okuro no.
So far no ayɛ sɛ obi asɔre no watwa nti as part of the year no yɛ ba be si secretariat yɛ regulate sales of land.
Yeah, ɛwɔ
hɔ. Sisi no one plot 5,000.
Ɛnka ne sika 50 million.
50 million dan nkurɔfoɔ tɔn asase.
Nya deɛ bi ehu bi asa.
Enti ɛnya no kura da sɛ daasebrɛ ana ne mpanyinfoɔ kɔhyia sɛ yɛakɔfa real estate developer bi aba sɛ yɛbɛgye nkurɔfoɔ kookoo agye wɔn nsaase ɛde ɛma no sɛ ɔno mfa ma any business nyɛ nokorɛ 2 yɛnkaa sɛ saa deɛ yɛde marketi land yɛde marketi ɔyɛyɛ market for that development no yɛbɛdwi ne nyinaa so prada sa yɛbɛyɛ ne phases
na wɔn a bɛyɛ affect wɔn no nhyehyɛ bɛyɛ na ɛwɔ hɔ de ma wɔn
nhyehyɛ wɔ hɔ ne sɛ yɛde aban lands act no provision ne sɛ si ɛkyɛ mu wasase a wɔ hɔ land size na yɛkyɛ mmiɛnsa wo deɛ baako
na ɛyɛ kuro no nso
ɔman no nso afa mmienu no na yɛde ayɛ development a yɛyɛ no yɛakyerɛkyerɛ mu akyerɛ all the affected people or residents wɔn no a ɔnsa so yɛbo obiara ma no akyerɛkyerɛ mu akyerɛ
obiara te aseɛ
kurɔfoɔ obiara te aseɛ na kasa no ngya mu ma menka nso so sɛ nansɛn a meamɔfa ase bi frɛ me ɛna ɔkaa sɛ wɔfa sɛnsɛn ni ate sɛ owura bi ɛka nsɛm bi sɛ na me se ɛnyɛ transfer da de kɔma na hwan ɔbɛyɛ dɛ na ɔte saa nsɛm bi na deɛ ɔmu wo kwabena wonim wɔfa ase no mea dase brɛba yɛ a ɔde anisɔde ho to yɛnim sɛ yɛbɛbie hospital mu yi ɛnsase ɛda hospital no nkyɛn nyinaa no ɔse yɛmfa ma ne yɛmfa mɛmɛdeɛ ka ho wonim meankasa meyɛ mponuahe mɛdeɛ ka ho mɛdeɛ ma ɔman no yɛmfa nyɛ mpuntu dwuma enti ɛka obi deɛ a na Mugabe yi wo ne Ghana fo etie yi ɛnɛ sɛ ɔkɔ akyem kyerɛ so a yɛwɔ schools ahorow bebree hɔ na yɛ binom nsa ase o ɛna ne bi atwam yɛgye yɛ ɛdeɛ yɛ sɛ mpuntu dwuma yi ɛna obiara bɛkɔ saa school no bi hɔ klinika yɛ hɔ sɛsie yi ɛna yɛ obi deɛ o ɛna yɛagye asase na yɛ obi deɛ ɛna yɛgye yɛ na ɛdeɛ yɛ sɛ mpuntu dwuma yi enti berɛ du sɛ ɛtwerɛ so no ɛfa ne ntoma papira enti nea daase berɛ ba a ɔyɛ no yɛntena ase ɛma nnipa bi ntwe ne nsan ɛyɛ development mpuntu nti yɛn yɛbɛbɔ ho ban na make sure sɛ n'ani so ade ho no ɛbɛbɛm ne aboa no
ɔpɛnyɛ ɔso wobɛka na wadawroma
mɛka bi deɛ teɛ sɛ me wura nkasa a ɔbaeɛ ne deɛ ɔboa da woman ɔboa twerɛ so man ɛbi sɛ yɛhwɛ ne mpuntu dwuma a ɔno ayi sika ayɛ lɔɔlo kwan agu so koota a ɛkɔ yɛ dɛba praise hɔ a kyerɛ sɛ na deɛ owura ne kan yɛ me ya koraa yɛ me twa me nso mu ne sɛ me papa gyegye nkurɔfoɔ sika sɛ obɛsi police station dan na ɔnyɛ furo level ameko a ɔno ayi ne bɔtɔm sika apagya bronsan ne deɛ si wɔ sɛsi a ayɛ ka ɔdan pata mu bɛka twerɛ so a president da bie nu hɔ a ɛbɛto da ase brɛ dan no enti enipa na asɛm bi ɔbɛka no kura bi anim na mmom na amanneɛ ne na mamra yɛde abɛgya ha ne deɛ etwa sɛ ɔba no ne saka na yɛbɛma na ɔtwe mienu ɔmra na ɔmayi ne ho ano ɛnkyerɛ da uman ɛne da ase brɛ ne mpanyimfoɔ baabi koro nso a onipa koro a ɔmaa ne saa namontuo sɛ ɔmɛtu ɛmɛgu yɛ wura anim ase no yɛbɛhia sɛ ɔba hɔ nso a ɔbɛma yɛho nipa koro a ɔmaa ne saa namontuo no efisɛ deɛ ɔyɛɛ no ɛyɛ nimguaseɛ ɛma yɛ wura ogu yɛ nyinaa anim ase ɛka yɛ nyinaa efisɛ yɛ wura no ɔde pɛpɛ yɛ ɛno no kuredie ɛna ɔde kyekyere da uman yɛka nkwala a wamɔm scholarship a ɛdɔɔso na nsɛn a ɔma schoolfoɔ no nyinaa bɛyɛ exams ɔma nya high grade obiara nya scholarship ni bi na deɛ owura ne nsa aka ne sɛ obiara nu hɔ a ɔde na kɔ vocational school mimiti ha se wɔ owura ne huu ɔmra miama sɔ ne nsa a mɛdu kuromfoɔ de wɔ mo ma baeɛ a memdu wɔm kɔeɛ a ɔmu nyina kɔ vocational school ɛwɔ daa medeɛ menim no sɛ nɛ ɔmo ka menim no
ɛyɛ owura na yɛfɛ na lester no ne ani na mɛbɔ ne din sɛ yɛnde yɛhu ne sɛ wabɛtena yɛ kurom hɔ na wani hɔ watena hɔ akyɛ ɛma ɛm sɛ yɛ 2000 ɔde firi hɔ ɛnim ne maame nkran ɔno yɛtena kurom hɔ asomdwee mu a enti nea wahyɛ ase a ɔyɛ yɛnim nea ɔhyɛ no kutu pa ɔyɛ saa nneɛma no yɛnim nea ɔhyɛ no kutu ɛno nti
obi tɛkyere no opia
ɛno nti
ɛdeɛ no kora turo do
ɛne yɛto nsa frɛ no yɛde na yɛ abɛgya dwan basa bɛdwa yɛyɛ amammerɛ ne amanneɛ sɛ ɔmmra
yɛ a mɔteyɛ no adaworoma ɛdɛn na moantwentwɛn so kakra na sɛ motu na mo fɛfɛɛfɛ a mobɛfie a mobaeɛ nso yi yɛmo makwanya sɛ mommra na mommɛka mo asɛm yi na nka montumi nto mo nsa ɛmfrɛ no na mone ni nkita ho ansa na ka mammerɛ bi wɔ hɔ a
mɛserɛ papa baabi yɛkyekyerɛ aboa no hɔ a ne yɛgyaa no ɛfiri sɛ aha a wɔbɛtena kan no wiasema nyinaa te agu me wura ho fi potɔɔ enti na ɛsɛ ɛtwa sɛ yɛn nso yɛba bɛtena ha nneɛma mu no hu sɛ deɛ ɔkaa bia no nokora nim enti ne yɛantwentwa yɛn naa so no
ebio nso ne sɛ na wagu daase bi ho fi na ɔsɛ ɛyɛ amammerɛ ne amanneɛ kwan so no yɛdwira no ɛno nti na yɛtwa aboa ɛde san daase berɛ ho odwan mua ɛde ɛdwira daase berɛ odwan fitaa ɛyɛ amammerɛ ne amanneɛ a ɛde adwira yɛ wura ama saa afiri no ho nti ne kwan so anenam a ɛde abɛdi hɔ ɛdi kora mo na maho
ɛyɛ de na basa tra brɛ no amane a yɛsɛ yɛyɛ ne yɛde ba
na wamagye
di asɛ fia no bɛka no
wamagye a ɛfia no ɔbɛka no nti ɛbɛka fia hɛ a yɛde aba deɛ yɛntumi nsa mfa nkɔ yɛgye
ka wa yɛtumi wi anaa yɛtumi yɛ ne dɛn madawro ma monkyerɛ mu yie o because ɛnam abɛfia ndeɛ ɛbisa sɛ sisi yɛ kasa yi alisa wɔtie nti adeɛ ekura wei fato so na obi ehu ada pija na obi ehu wei odwan abasa odwan fita abasa
yaho
maho ede bre no se wanye mfanye den
se amane eye ne se de na abasa trable no
ebre no
no hu sa
we e alisa dia
sa
enye me Mugabe media
dabi
me ka senti anana me ka achemo twere so asem
dabi
ti se alisa ama we ne nam we ne enye ne den
mbo ho to akofo temo beba
na wa ma
wa ma dia se da
ya wasi ya mama so te se wa meje ana se na
esa mo ya so
ende no kre
esa mo ya so te
nti se wa meje a wo se sa mo da wuro mo amamre kwan so no e wo se sa ba maso ya na se yetimi jama obi a
ene wa meje a ene so amane ye be fa so a ye be ya
ba ye ase de se wo se mama so te se wa meje a na wa meje ti se mo de ale sa de abeja ya mama ne nefu asen
na otwimienu
efi ne ka ho
fi ne ya betra ha yi ɛkɔ na otumi no so nye ho na ni
se se aho aye akoma wo suru se Alesta oba ho ade ne besi
dabi Alesta yentan no ebia no obi na hye kutupa ebi nso no obi na wabo ni sile maka kire no no nso wan tu ne boase ama me bisa no ehu ne atuamu no betra ha kan e enti nyama yakonya se
mama ni pa bi mpanifo bi engage Alesta why manya okita wodidi
dabi asemi baye aha no betra kan
bo lawyer bi din
ondo odindi ba asem nim
lawyer ohini jan no
Kwame Jan
we modeshia
we deshia
no say ye odew ye lawyer
we na lawyer
yes
na na office
lawyer po ayen say se me bibia no ono kama yin enti wagu ono so no
na betra so ho no puntu nyuma be no waye de aboate mamfo
yo bare makwa amujebi anwem he mi wura no mementi otwere so but me som no because asase ne ye ne dia anwem asase ye ne dia
okay
ti me dia me som mi wura na mi wura be di ade no odinani so ade ho tu dwa ampuntu dwuma opese wo ye e wo otwere so ana wo daum patam nyina saa asase ho asem a ye nuan e ka ho asem bra obedi ade na wo bodwa no odi tu dwa se otwere so kuro na che nanso emu ntre nanso ono abedi ade wo behwe se kuro no ampuntu obebem na kuro no be kese enti obekwa kotwa asase kakraka na odi ato ho no wa plan kuro no daache emfienum emfiedu emfiedu no ba bia kuro no ebekọ na ma kuro no mabai osan hu se otwere so nipa bebre kura wo kuro mu ho a omunya sika omu nsi dan wo kuro mu ho ebi om ko dan enkura bemben omu fu se ho na ebie na omakosi ti no opeso ye sa ade ne ma kuro mu ho fo na kuro ma no eka ho no mtimi ebie kuro nani ni nyina akire sa ye wura bedi ade atwere so ahemfie akire de ayi dada ne beba be kire mo
production team adawroma mu fanto so na ye hwe
sade no atwere so ahemfie tie na ye wura bedi ade de odi ni sika ye atwere so ahemfie enti anu mpokura no se nka waye we kura wo krom na nka wonye bibia atwere so ahemfie no se waye we kura mpo na nka wonye bibia kura wo kro no mbe mfie miensani a
obelti akwanya so
kesi etimi gini tum bona ba
where he
inside no
ahemfie
inside no ese ke etimi bona ba so ansu mpompuntu dwuma bebre ana sinani so awo ye
ahemfie nesi wo
ahemfie nesi ho no puntu dwuma bebre ti se police station om kan yi baabi aduru nya gro se hospital kra ho blocks nyina wo se wo twa e wo di krom akrofu na wo de cars atwe aba next year ye baby hospital na no
achimo twere so ahemfie no ha na mo pesa Alesta mra na oba obebe fie back
obeba twere so ahemfie ni a obi esikanim kroni bi esikanim ono ana de sika yewi enti sabi obi
ya de sika esi ahemfie
no man ka prekreni enti sabi nipa ya de a ye bona baso na niema we a wo bekeka ye na enti na ba mbu se magyae a se o twere so no ha ye won so wo betena ho a watukọ onti hobium enti ono de kwan bia so no ye behia no ti se amane ye de bayi mu betimi ahwe no a munya na onye mu anya na de ope obetimi afa ye de ya serve no ntini ama wiase nyina ete no aha na manso no wo hyase afiri sa abri se wa amade a na ye nso obibia
2 weeks
2 weeks pe wa ama ye no obia
mobile ye receive mo sen ewo adwuma mu ha
o eno de no kure ni nyame anim edin Mugabe matepen pa but me buy me hu say enye say edin no na me mete ye no mo receive ye kama the wa oni aye nkita hudie bebre mpense mu ni ade e fa sa case we hu a wa kire wadwen se de no wo keka ne nsem na wo pese stop no a no wontie ni ade se eja ne kokko asole ono no wo so enya ne fact no de ye na ade ntine kokko asore but reception there mo receive ye kama
makuma atom ye
ye the TV SYZ for us
Mugabe we de mebam kakra me pese police station no munyi na mansan hu se ulumade ade na tra full level a waboso na mansan hu police station ne so wafidie ne so
mu police station no video no ha madawroma monfa ento so emame na ye hwe ba bia modu ti police station ni
police station we ena papa ndi ni sika ye na betena say wagege amansa sika a wonuru full level no kura be na wo de wo ye ni na wo yema papa na ni suade hu a wode beboa da woman no wagyae na asesen
to a police
station no we are wabetra won kran satifo na hu bibia ye na mufuo no so na mramafo a yaba no ye ni so wade efe ye wurade ta na chi na namo bia wotu bia ye di na chi na hwe police station we ya wo si ya ye wia oda district na Nkasa Kura police station anto twira so ayi police station me papa ya pejasi wo
oda mo ne kura no de na modija ye kwan ene ewie nananu
yo ne kura no de ye kan se nia yerua da se bi fosuko bi ayi bi ahwe better be ngwa so ani so bi hu ode baaye no ese tresuma nyina
police for na by inspection we bia yesu mo da okay
omo ati tresu won wa kwantuom
okay
oni won buchiri obia afa na ho ode meboa wa wo nyansa ya adwentire bi awoso de ba na yerua ni so ade hu ne bam no enno ene ehwehwe nemum wa ba ya ho takra o jem se ani so ade hu abema otresu etumpon na otresu fa de ntuma pafra no obetwe asande ye ma wo kwan enti ye na ye mom ye nipa baako na ani so ade hu no emrem na tresu fa de ntuma pafra ye ntresufo ene ye ho betoyi
yo
edatwafo nyina ase
very well nananom
na de etwato ne se eye yewura alisa no ye nua no waka entokwachen ye ya hye ne na wotwe mienu se wa ma no ameyi ne ho ano
oni ka meje ade no
omeje ade no wa ha
mu de just security
na omra emeyi ne ho ano anya sa de ono odawuma nyina na aka ntokwa
edasi dada nanu matna kwenya ase na mada eye da ase brenso ase se muso mobile abotre kwan so mo ne ya ba bi dinkita ho kama edwumedie ni se ya na eye no ye se di utwasa no onim se na chi echia yesika ne twani fa na etwa eye bonkum ti mobile wo so ye mama kwenya na mo so mo come side of the story eno pepepe na ye de amamo ye de ni echire eye Jubilee House accountability series ene agric minister onimonyamfo Eric Opoku ene eye ne mre ye kwa Jubilee House ene kwa ne yekoso ho ye ba ye na ebesi nkonya na ye juwade obete eye liso na kwisi pokunka ena Mahmoud Kabore ye kasamafo edema eye minister of lands and natural resources Mugabe Maase mede wo kwa Jubilee House accountability series with Honorable Eric Opoku.
Honorable Eric Opoku, Minister for Food and Agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my brother and colleague, Minister in charge of Government Communications. Honorable Ministers of State here in present, distinguished guests, our friends on the media, fellow citizens of Ghana. Permit me to express profound appreciation for the opportunity to account to the good people of Ghana on the achievements of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture since our assumption of office. Ghana's agricultural landscape presents a paradox. On one hand, we are blessed with an abundance of arable land, a growing and fruitful population, numerous inland water bodies, and favorable access to regional and international trade. These assets hold the promise of economic transformation and food sovereignty. On the other hand, our farmers and agribusinesses continue to face deep-rooted structural challenges such as persistent food insecurity, high post-harvest losses, climate change threats, limited mechanization, and fragmented value chains that suppress growth and discourage investment. It is against this backdrop that the government under the visionary leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama launched the Agriculture for Economic Transformation Agenda, ITA, a bold, practical, and forward-looking pathway to restructure and modernize Ghana's agricultural sector. The Feed Ghana program, a flagship program under ITA, being implemented by MOFA, serves as the main vehicle for actualizing this transformative agenda. While ITA sets the direction, focusing on productivity growth, agro-industrialization, climate resilience, youth employment, and export diversification, Feed Ghana provides the implementation route. It brings the vision to life through practical interventions such as input delivery, irrigation expansion, farmer registration, value addition support, and digital agricultural systems. In simple terms, while ITA tells us what to do and why, Feed Ghana shows us how and where. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the urgency of this transformative agenda cannot be overemphasized. As of 7 January 2025, when the National Democratic Congress NDC assumed office, Ghana's food import bill had reached alarming levels. About $3 billion was spent annually on basic food items such as rice, poultry, vegetable oils, sugar, and processed goods that could and should be produced locally. This not only drained our foreign exchange reserves, but also eroded our food self-sufficiency and exposed us to external price shocks. Indeed, food prices in Ghana have been on a relentless upward trajectory. Between 2022 and early 2025, the cost of basic food commodities more than doubled in several urban markets. The most telling indicator of this economic strain was the historic rise in food inflation, which peaked at an unprecedented 61% in January 2023 under the previous administration. Though there were marginal reductions thereafter, food inflation remained dangerously high, significantly undermining purchasing power and increasing the cost of living for our people. When the NDC government took over in January 2025, food inflation was 28.3%, reflecting the fragile macroeconomic environment we inherited. Today, due to decisive leadership, prudent interventions, and efforts to stabilize the food system, food inflation has dropped significantly to 9.5% as of October 2025, providing much needed relief to households and industries alike. This turnaround is a testament to the importance of resetting Ghana's agricultural economy, and it begins with the right fundamentals. Foundational actions undertaken since January 2025. From day one, the Ministry of Food and Agriculture moved to lay critical foundations that will ensure long-term productivity, sustainability, security, resilience, and import substitution. Among the most urgent interventions have been the following: seed production and localization. The recurring crisis of delay in the supply of imported seed, often arriving well after the planting season, demanded urgent redress. To tackle this, the government has prioritized local seed production as a strategic imperative for food security. Without seed sovereignty, there can be no food security. We recognize the immense potential of our research institutions in seed research, development, and testing, and the ministry stands ready to collaborate with them to work towards full seed sovereignty. From 2026, MOFA will only supply locally sourced seeds to the Ghanaian farmers. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is instructive to note that the support of the Korean Plant Industries Association, KOPIA, with the support of the Korea Plant Industries Association, KOPIA, Ghanaian farmers are undergoing intensive training in seed production. At the same time, the Korean Rural Corporation is developing irrigation infrastructure on 100 hectares of land to support rice seed production. To ensure sustainability and affordability, the Korea Institute for Advancement of Technology, KIAT, has commissioned 1 megawatt solar farm to power the irrigation systems. With technical support from the Ministry of Energy, this project is expected to be completed in 2027. It will produce 10,000 tons of high-quality rice seed, and Ghana will be well on its way to rice seed independence. Similarly, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, in collaboration with the Ghana Irrigation Development Authority, is training rice seed producers in Weta, Botanga, and Tondo. In addition, a memorandum of understanding has been signed with the government of the Netherlands to facilitate the technical and financial capacity building for the development of vegetable seed production in Ghana. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me at this juncture seize the opportunity to express our unqualified appreciation to COPIA for making available 300 tons of Ejapa rice seed developed by the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, to support our rice farmers free of charge, and an additional 154 tons to support the lean season production. Seed testing capacity. With support from AGRA, the ministry has taken delivery of modern seed testing equipment for the Plant Protection and Regulatory Services Directorate for quality assurance of locally produced and imported seeds. Fertilizer quality control. AGRA has again supported the acquisition of fertilizer testing equipment for PPRSD, enhancing the ministry's ability to monitor and regulate fertilizer quality nationwide. Now, soil management. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, effective soil management is indispensable for enhanced crop productivity. It is against this background that, in partnership with the Food and Agriculture Organization, MOFA has taken delivery of state-of-the-art soil testing equipment, and the soil laboratory in Kumasi is being rehabilitated and retooled to international standards. Soil sampling and analysis across the country will commence in the early part of 2026. This initiative is crucial for developing soil-specific fertilizer blends and improving yield. It also enables us to determine crop suitability in specific areas for increased productivity. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, FAO, MOFA, and the Soil Research Institute of CSIR are collaborating to build a reliable scientific foundation for sustainable soil management and agricultural planning in Ghana. Weather information systems, building climate intelligence for agriculture. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, agricultural success today depends not only on land and labor, but on timely and accurate weather information. Climate variability and unpredictability are among the greatest risks our farmers face, and responding to these requires systems that generate, analyze, and disseminate data in real time. The ministry has made significant strides in transforming Ghana's agro-meteorological landscape. We have installed 20 automated weather stations across the country under the Ghana Meteorological Agency, GMET. These stations, unlike manual ones, collect data automatically 24/7, ensuring higher accuracy and consistency, further data transmission to GMET central database, elimination of manual dependency for readings, enhanced forecasting, and eliminate modeling for disaster prevention and farm planning. Out of the 20 automated weather stations, 11 are located in senior high schools, where climate clubs have been formed to promote environmental literacy and ownership. This does not only provide fiscal security for the instruments, but also educates the next generation about climate-smart agriculture. The automated weather stations allow us to provide with precise and hyper-local advisories on rainfall patterns, temperature trends, wind conditions, and soil health, directly influencing planting, harvesting, and fertilizer application decisions. To integrate and analyze data from both manual and automated weather stations, the ministry is establishing a management information system. The system will enable real-time analysis, visualization, and dissemination of weather forecasts to support cropping decisions, food system planning, and early warning mechanisms. The supplier for the MIS has been shortlisted, and the evaluation report has been submitted to the World Bank for approval. Once completed, this MIS will serve as the digital backbone of Ghana's agro-meteorological intelligence. Another groundbreaking initiative in the climate model pilot designed to strengthen early warning systems and improve farmers' access to actionable digital advisories. So far, 1,059 farmers across 15 regions have been receiving climate-smart agricultural advice via SMS and voice calls, helping them to prepare for planting and weather disruptions. The full launch of the climate model is scheduled for the first week of December 2025 and will reach tens of thousands more. Information dissemination infrastructure to ensure that weather data reaches all farmers, regardless of location. The ministry has secured a partnership with the Ministry of Communication to send SMS alerts free of charge to farmers. Local FM stations and community information centers are being engaged to broadcast forecasts in local languages. Agricultural extension agents are being equipped with motorbikes to deliver forecasts directly to remote communities. Through our growing network of almost 70,000 community commodity farmer cooperatives, this information is disseminated in real time to support timely action. Furthermore, with the support of the Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, the Event Application Plus, IMA Plus, a modern tool that represents a new milestone in the journey of Ghana towards enhancing animal health surveillance, disease notification, and early warning systems, has been developed and deployed to strengthen early detection and rapid response to livestock disease. This was launched on 25th September 2025 by Magusev, and under this system, once a farmer observes any abnormal symptoms, they can immediately log the case on the IMA Plus platform, which transmits the report to the Central Diagnostic Laboratory in Accra. The laboratory, now fully equipped and route-to, conduct rapid diagnosis and provide immediate feedback to guide treatment. The IMA Plus platform is protecting the investment of our farmers by ensuring timely intervention, reducing disease spread, and safeguarding animal health and environmental safety and food quality. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with these comprehensive systems in place, Ghana is entering a new era of climate-smart agriculture, where technology, data, and local knowledge work hand in hand to safeguard the livelihoods of our farmers and the food security of our nation. This is agriculture anchored on data and technology. Delivering the Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda through the Feed Ghana program. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to operationalize the Agriculture for Economic Transformation agenda, MOFA has rolled out the Feed Ghana program as the flagship implementation framework. This program translates the high-level goals of ITA into visible, ground-level interventions that are restoring hope, reviving agricultural enterprises, and reclaiming Ghana's food sovereignty. Under the Feed Ghana program, we want to achieve two major things. One, food sufficiency, to be able to feed every Ghanaian here from local resources. And two, provide constant and uninterrupted supply of raw materials for industrial operations to support the government-broad policy of the 24-hour economy. Allow me to walk you through the key pillars of the Feed Ghana program, detailing what we have achieved in the last 10 months. Campaign to stimulate national interest in agriculture. Feed Ghana becomes a national movement. The first leg of the Feed Ghana program is a nationwide campaign to stimulate patriotism, interest, and participation in agriculture. What began as a policy intervention has now evolved to a national movement, a rallying call to institutions, youth, and communities to take ownership of Ghana's agricultural revival. Under this campaign, several public and private institutions are actively engaged in institutional farming. This includes the Ghana Armed Forces, the Ghana Prison Service, the National Service Authority, 413 senior high schools, junior high schools, and primary schools, public universities such as the University of Ghana, KNUST, UCC, UDS, Ho Technical University, University of Energy and Natural Resources, etc., etc. Faith-based organizations including churches and mosques. This growing participation is a testimony to the fact that today the Feed Ghana program is currently the cynosure of all Ghanaians. It has rekindled a national spirit of food independence and restored dignity to farming. Home gardening. As part of the Feed Ghana campaign, a clarion call has been made to all households to engage in home gardening to help reduce household expenditure on food, especially vegetables. The participation has been massive and incredible. Even though the campaign has not achieved its full objectives, it has been a passable endeavor. To sustain this home gardening program, MOFA is establishing nurseries at the district departments of agriculture across the country to improve household access to the seedlings of various vegetables. Irrigation for wealth creation, ending rain-dependent agriculture. A critical enabler for food sufficiency under the Feed Ghana program is irrigation infrastructure. To ensure all year-round production and climate resilience, MOFA is aggressively shifting Ghana's agriculture from rain-fed production to irrigation-based farming. This, in the wisdom of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, would facilitate our journey towards food security. Key developments in the past 9 months include construction of 10 new small dams, rehabilitation of 8 existing irrigation dams, 250 solar-powered boreholes for farming communities and second-cycle schools across the 5 regions of the North, Bono, and Ahafo regions. We are also rehabilitating the following irrigation schemes: via irrigation scheme in Bogatanga and Bongo district of the Upper East region to cover land size of 850 hectares. Without irrigation scheme in Ketu North, municipal of the Volta region, to cover land size of 880 hectares. Tanoso irrigation scheme in Techiman, municipal of the Bono East region, to cover land size of 100 hectares. Ashaman irrigation scheme in Greater Accra, land size of 200 hectares. Aveime irrigation scheme in the Volta region, land size of 245 hectares. It must be stated here that Canada has donated 25 solar-powered boreholes. 15 have been completed, and the remaining 10 will be completed in the first quarter of 2026. The European Union, through FAO, have also donated 45 solar-powered boreholes for selected districts in the northern part of the country. Processes have begun for the construction of the following new inland valleys for rice production. 1, Enunuso Inland Valley in Enunuso, Brofiedu, Nkwankwenua, and our home communities in the Ashanti region to cover land size of 175 hectares. Atonsu Inland Valley in Atonsu and Abramaso communities in the Ashanti region to cover land size of 150 hectares. Kawampe Inland Valley in Kawampe, Tamfuto, Kaka, Tadifufo, Tahirokra, Chiranda, Atekra, and Abrawan communities in the Bono East region. This is to cover 647 hectares. Odaho and Odamu Inland Valleys in Yankroma and Doniaso communities in the Ashanti region, land size of 114 hectares. Wamukumi Inland Valley in Wamukumi and Ofenhu communities in the Ashanti region, land size of 114 hectares. Additionally, FSRP is supporting the implementation of several pipeline irrigation projects. These interventions are designed not only to support smallholders, but also to anchor commercial farming clusters. Now, farmer service centers, mechanization for modern agriculture. Mechanization is a fundamental requirement for modern agriculture. Under the Feed Ghana program, the ministry is establishing farmer service centers across the country. Procurement processes will soon begin for the acquisition of 660 tractors, 400 combine harvesters, and related equipment. In total, over 4,000 pieces of agricultural machinery and implements are being mobilized to equip the first 50 farmer service centers. These centers will provide services such as land preparation, input supply, harvesting support, storage facilities, extension advisory services, market linkage, and equipment leasing at affordable rates, especially to smallholder farmers. Agricultural extension officers, strengthening the front line of knowledge transfer. Ladies and gentlemen, the role of agricultural extension officers cannot be overemphasized. They are the bridge between research and farming practices, bringing innovation and science to the farm gate. However, the current extension agent to farmer ratio in Ghana is far below the international standard. While the acceptable ratio is 1 AEA to 500 farmers in Ghana, it is 1 AEA to over 1,500 farmers. This gap constrains knowledge transfer and adoption of modern agricultural practices. To address this, MOFA plans to procure 540 motorbikes to facilitate AEA mobility. 150 of these motorbikes were distributed on Tuesday, 22nd July 2025. A total of 400 AEAs are being recruited as Feed Ghana coordinators for all the districts. Their motorbikes are being readied for deployment. It is our hope that the Ghana Food Brigade will be launched before the end of December this year. In addition, 10,000 youth are being enrolled on the National Service Scheme under a 4-year program. Each year, a portion of these youth will be retained as permanent ministry staff to augment agricultural extension delivery. This is to clear the backlog of students who have completed the ministry's agricultural and veterinary colleges from 2015 up to date and have not been posted. By investing in the front line of service delivery, MOFA is cementing the foundation for modern, climate-smart, and data-driven agriculture. Cooperatives, building the social infrastructure for economic transformation. To ensure skill, coordination, and inclusivity, MOFA is placing community commodity-focused farmer cooperatives at the heart of agricultural transformation. These cooperatives are not just for aggregation and marketing. They are being positioned as platforms for training, finance, mechanization, input access, and climate adaptation. As of 11th October 2025, a total of 70,000 community commodity-focused cooperatives have been established across the country. These cooperatives are being integrated into every major intervention, from mechanization to weather advisory, ensuring no farmer is left behind. This is to give the farmers a voice in all agricultural matters. Once they are into cooperatives, they can negotiate for reasonable prices for inputs and reasonable prices for outputs. They can also enjoy the advantages of economies of scale as they live in the same area and produce the same commodity. They can share ideas and prefer solutions to challenges confronting them together. Now, value addition, which is a critical pillar of the Feed Ghana program. Private sector as engine of agro-industrialization. Value addition is essential for job creation, price stabilization, and export diversification. Some notable private sector investments that MOFA will be linking to our well-organized community commodity-focused farmer cooperatives and farmer service centers to ensure a reliable supply of raw materials for processing include Chirajia Farms Limited in Tono is installing rice processing equipment valued at $23,000, providing market access to rice farmers in Tono and Northeast regions. A2 Agro Allied Company is setting up a state-of-the-art poultry feed processing facility in Kase Ashanti region. Nadkansco Processing Limited is establishing an agro-industrial facility in Techiman to process cashew. Obapak Company Limited is also establishing an agro-industrial facility in Techiman to process onion. A 154 million euro investment by the government of Italy in partnership with BF International aimed at transforming large-scale commercial agriculture in Ghana has been secured. Under this initiative, a 10,000-hectare irrigated model farm will be developed for the production of rice, maize, soya, and tomato on an all-year basis. As part of the project, Sihiam Barry, an agency of the Italian government, will collaborate with the West African Center for Crop Improvement, WACI, of the University of Ghana to establish a national seed bank, while partnering with the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, CSIR, to implement a comprehensive soil testing and suitability program. They will also build schools, hospitals, ICT centers, and community centers for all communities within the production enclaves. Government, with the support of development partners, is setting up a new soya processing plant in northern Ghana to process soya beans into soya cake and oil. While the oil is edible, the cake will contribute to a reduction in poultry feed costs in Ghana. The capacity of the soya plant is 40 metric tons per day at an estimated cost of $370,000. This will provide guaranteed markets for soya farmers in northern Ghana. I am happy to report that the soil cutting ceremony will be done in early 2026. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, additional support is being mobilized for the share value chain. In this regard, the PBC share board has been inaugurated, and the PBC share butter factory, established in 2015 by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and which collapsed in 2019 under the MPP government, has been revamped in the last 10 months. We now have a contract to supply shea butter to Netherlands and other countries. Ghana shea butter is considered premium in the world market and we must expand our share processing capacity to take advantage of the growing demand for shea butter. Steps are therefore being taken to restrict the export of raw shea nuts. Let me repeat that. Steps are therefore being taken to restrict the export of raw shea nuts. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Agence Française Développement is also providing resources under the Boost Ecological Transition towards Enhanced Revenue Better project for the development of the shea industry. A total of 4 million euros is earmarked for the development of the shea industry. Now, Vegetable Development Project, Yeribia, advancing vegetable production for food security and import substitution. Distinguished guests, fellow Ghanaians, as part of government's broader agricultural diversification agenda, the ministry is implementing the Vegetable Development Project, Yeribia, a strategic intervention to transform the vegetable subsector and reduce the country's dependence on imports. This project will be launched by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama this coming Thursday, 27th of November 2025, in Kukuom in the Ahafo region. To address the issue of post-harvest glut and price volatility, partnerships have been established with Farm-Made Tomato Company and the Tomato Women Association to offtake harvested produce at the farm gates. The ministry is also promoting cluster farming models to ease aggregation and transport logistics for large-scale buyers, avoiding the inefficiencies associated with scattered smallholder farms. With a generous grant support of $3.17 million from the government of Norway, the ministry is leading the implementation of a targeted tomato initiative focused on 4 interlinked pillars: seed development, certified seed production, productivity enhancement, and market systems development. Now, poultry industry revitalization, empowering local producers and reducing imports. Distinguished guests, fellow Ghanaians, a critical pillar of the Feed Ghana program is the revitalization of Ghana's poultry industry, a sector with vast potential to drive import substitution, job creation, and national food security. In alignment with government's commitment to reduce Ghana's annual poultry import bill, estimated between $300 million and $400 million, a set of complementary interventions has been launched to boost both commercial and household level poultry production. Under the Poultry Industry Revitalization Program, 3 interventions are being rolled out to scale Ghana's poultry production, namely Poultry Farm to the Table project. Under this project, anchor farmers and agro support are being provided. 50 anchor poultry farmers have been selected for 80,000 birds each. With other logistical support, the target is to produce 4 million birds from this program. The Poultry Intensification Program. This program is being implemented by FSRP. Under this program, 500 small to medium-scale poultry farmers selected from across the country are being empowered to produce 3 million birds. Then the almighty Nkukon Ketenkete initiative, backyard poultry for nutrition and livelihoods. To enhance food security at the grassroots, the ministry is rolling out the Nkukon Ketenkete initiative, a backyard poultry farming program targeting the production of a total of 3 million birds with a strong focus on women and youth. Under this initiative, vulnerable households will be supported with poolers and basic production inputs. The objective is to improve household nutrition, enhance livelihoods, promote community-based food systems, and whip up interests of Ghanaian women and youth in poultry production. The Nkukwan Kitenkiti program was launched on 12 November 2025 by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana for immediate distribution of 3 million bears to all constituencies of this country. Under this program, every constituency is receiving 10,000 bears with feed. And as we speak, our teams are on the field distributing to the various constituencies. It is our hope that within the next 3 weeks, every, or maximum 1 month, every constituency in this country will be served. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it must be noted that 13,000 farmers in 12 selected districts have received 720,000 bears. The districts are Tamale Metro, Ward Municipal, Nanton, Savelugu, Mion, Karachi East, Boko West, West Goja, Nandom, Sisala East, East Mampusi, and Mampugu Maduri. In some cases, battery cages were distributed to support backyard poultry production, especially those who are doing the layers. This was the pilot for the ministry to appreciate the associated risks of the Nkukwan Kitenkiti program. The program has been very successful, and hence the need for immediate rollout. This targeted intervention seeks to uplift vulnerable communities, particularly women-headed households, by enabling them to contribute meaningfully to local food production while improving nutrition and income security at the grassroots level. Ladies and gentlemen, looking at the huge investment we are making in the poultry subsector, in the vigorous campaign for participation that the ministry has launched, we anticipate that the nation is going to produce a lot of poultry in the coming months. Hence, our decision to set up a poultry processing factory in Bechem. The procurement processes for the factory have been completed, and the soil cutting ceremony will be performed by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, on Thursday, 27th November 2025. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, collectively, these poultry-focused interventions represent a coordinated national effort to substantially reduce Ghana's reliance on imported poultry products, create sustainable employment opportunities for youth and women, improve access to affordable protein-rich food, strengthen resilience across the domestic poultry value chain. The ministry remains fully committed to empowering both large-scale poultry enterprises and smallholder farmers to reclaim the domestic poultry market and secure Ghana's food future. Now, livestock breeding and dairy stations. The American dairy farms is receiving special attention within the ministry's broader agenda to enhance the nation's livestock breeding and dairy systems. The rehabilitation and restocking of the Amrenya Dairy Project is underway to produce milk, cheese, and other related products to meet the nutritional needs of our people. The National Food Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO, 100 million Ghana cedis has been released to NAFCO to mop up excess produce in the market and store them against emergencies. For the first time in our history, Ghana is building national food buffer against emergencies. This is to strengthen national preparedness against emergencies while stabilizing market prices for both producers and consumers. Now, Tree Crop Development Authority, accelerating industrialization and export diversification. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, tree crops continue to play a pivotal role in Ghana's economic transformation agenda, serving as a key driver for industrialization, export diversification, rural income generation, and job creation. Under the leadership of the Tree Crop Development Authority, significant progress has been made in promoting, regulating, and coordinating the development of 6 strategic cash crops, namely cashew, oil palm, rubber, shea, coconut, and mango. These commodities remain central to the government plan to diversify exports, create employment, and improve livelihoods across all regions of the country. Major programs and interventions. 2 flagship programs are currently driving the implementation of TCDS mandate. The Ghana Tree Crops Diversification Project is a 1 million initiative aimed at enhancing economic, social, and climate resilience in the cashew, coconut, and rubber value chains. Under this project, over 6 million elite seedlings are being distributed free of charge to 10,000 registered farmers on the Ghana Agricultural Access platform. By 2026, distribution targets include 3 million cashew seedlings and 8,500 farmers for 8,500 farmers, 2 million coconut seedlings for 1,200 farmers, and 1 million rubber seedlings for 300 farmers across selected districts. Agro input support packages are being provided to 10,000 farmers to increase productivity and enhance climate adaptation. 15 processing enterprises in the cashew, rubber, and coconut sectors have been shortlisted to receive matching grant support to expand processing capacity and generate employment. 2 research institutions are receiving logistical support, including pickup vehicles, to strengthen field research and innovation in tree crops. TCDA has also developed and operationalized a policy framework for a social development unit and child labor desk, ensuring gender inclusion, social safeguards, and the elimination of child labor within the tree crop sector. Furthermore, a grievance redress mechanism has been launched with toll-free lines and a web-based reporting system to promote transparency and accountability in project implementation. The Ghana Private Sector Competitiveness Program Phase 2. This is a CHF 9 million bilateral partnership between the Government of Ghana and the Swiss State Secretariat for Economic Affairs, SECO, implemented by NIRAS and Profores. The program focuses on enhancing trade competitiveness in the cashew and oil palm value chains. A national policy dialogue on cashew and oil palm was convened in Accra in July 2025 to harmonize policies and improve coordination among key stakeholders. A matching grant facility of CHF 850,000 has been established to support local processors in upgrading equipment and improving processing efficiency, among others. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the work of the Tree Crop Development Authority is a cornerstone of Ghana's agricultural transformation. Through effective regulation, strategic partnership, and targeted investment, TCDA is positioning the tree crop subsector as a driver of value addition, industrialization, export growth, and sustainable livelihoods. The ministry remains committed to supporting TCDA to ensure that Ghana's tree crops, from cashew to shea, become engines of national prosperity, contributing significantly to GDP growth, foreign exchange earnings, and the well-being of our farmers. Now, $1 million USD revolving fund unveiled to strengthen agricultural development in northern region. To ensure the sustainability of ongoing agricultural interventions in northern Ghana, the ministry has operationalized a $1 million revolving fund to provide low-interest financial support to value chain actors across the agricultural ecosystem. The fund is designed to enhance access to affordable credit, particularly for smallholder farmers, women and youth, enabling them to expand their operations, improve productivity, and invest in modern farming practices. By facilitating continuous reinvestment, the revolving fund serves as a financial lifeline for producers, input dealers, aggregators, and processors within the Northern Savannah Ecological Zone. Through this mechanism, the ministry seeks to strengthen the financial resilience of farming communities and to ensure that beneficiaries of donor-supported projects such as Savannah Investment Program and the Global Agricultural and Food Security Program continue to thrive even beyond the project life cycles. This initiative forms part of government's broader commitment to building sustainable and inclusive rural economies, ensuring that progress in agricultural productivity is matched by improved access to finance and enterprise growth opportunities. Ladies and gentlemen, 20 million agro input distribution project launched under the Global Agriculture and Food Security Program. Under this program, additional financing to the Savannah Investment Program to boost food and nutrition security has been secured. I personally launched this program in Tamale some few months ago. Under the Global Agriculture and Food Security Program, GAFS, additional financing to the Savannah Investment Program, government has launched a 20 million agro input distribution project aimed at boosting food and nutrition security across the Northern Savannah Ecological Zone. The project, implemented in 12 districts across 6 regions, Northern Savannah, Northeast, Upper East, Upper West, and OT, targets 50,000 farming households, including 30,000 women and youth. It focuses on the production of key staples, maize, rice, soybean, cowpea, and groundnut, and promotes year-round vegetable cultivation through solar-powered micro-irrigation schemes for farmer groups and selected schools. To strengthen the poultry value chain, the project also supports both household and commercial poultry production. This includes the distribution of 50,000 4-week-old guinea kids to 5,000 households for backyard poultry products or production. 50,000 14-week-old pullets to 500 female farmers for egg production, and 50,000 broilers and 50,000 guinea fowls to commercial poultry farmers at a 50% subsidy on day-old chicks, complemented by feed, vaccines, and medication. In addition, the project facilitates the distribution of critical fertilizer and seed inputs to participating districts, including 46,400 bags, 50 kg of NPK fertilizer for maize, 1,080 bags, 50 kg of fertilizer for rice, 5,200 bags, 50 kg of fertilizer for soybean, 23,740 bags, 50 kg of urea, 15,460 bags, 50 kg of organic fertilizer for vegetables, 4,400 bags, 50 kg of rice seed, 520 bags, 50 kg of soybean seed, 100 bags, 50 kg of cowpea seed, 5,000 bags, 50 kg of maize seed. This comprehensive support package is a testament to government's commitment to enhancing productivity, improving livelihoods, and ensuring national food security. The initiative, implemented with the technical support of the African Development Bank and generous funding from GAFS, represent a strategic scale-up of proven interventions under the Savannah Investment Program, fully aligned with the Feed Ghana program and Ghana's full system transformation agenda. Ladies and gentlemen, these initiatives collectively represent not just a reset, but a resurgence of Ghana's agricultural sector. We are rebuilding the food systems from the ground up with resilience, sustainability, security, and equity at the center. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me also indicate that the Nkukon Kete program has attracted a lot of support. The European Union has given us 150 bears, 150,000 day-old chicks to support the Nkukon Kete program. 150,000 of them. Now, conclusion. The road ahead for agricultural transformation. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the past 10 months have been a period of urgent action, bold reforms, and determined implementation. Under the visionary leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the Minister of Food and Agriculture has not only diagnosed the deep-rooted challenges of our agricultural system, but has also begun the necessary groundwork to restructure that system for the future. From institutional farming campaigns, farmer cooperatives, irrigation development, value addition, agricultural mechanization to weather prediction systems, the ministry has laid the critical cornerstones for a resilient, productive, and inclusive food economy. Ladies and gentlemen, our work is far from done. Ghana still imports what we can grow. Our rural youth still migrates in search of jobs that agriculture can provide. Our farmers still face risks that can be prevented with the right investment, tools, information, and access. And our economy remains vulnerable to external shocks that a strong domestic food system can buffer. That is why the ministry's focus over the next year will be on the following key priorities: consolidation and expansion of Feed Ghana interventions, including scaling up irrigation and mechanization coverage, deepening the integration of farmer cooperatives into all service delivery models, operationalizing the full chain of local seed production, certification, and distribution, strengthening agricultural research and innovation systems by modernizing our research infrastructure in partnership with CSIR, bridging the gap between research findings and field application through better resource AEs and digital platforms, public-private partnership for agro-industrialization to expand the investment pipeline under SIP, SADEP, and other frameworks, promote inclusive value chains that engage women, youth, and smallholders, craft resilience and sustainable land use for rolling out climate-smart agricultural technologies across all districts, and leveraging digital tools and remote sensing for land restoration, planning, and resource optimization, job creation and youth employment, entailing the acceleration of the National Service Agripreneur Track under the Feed Ghana program, transitioning of successful service personnel into long-term agribusiness ventures and the public sector, digitalization of agricultural services for operationalizing agricultural data systems to support farmer registration, traceability, subsidy targeting, and market access, enhancing real-time data sharing among key stakeholders through digital dashboards and MIS platforms. My brothers and sisters, in all these endeavors, we remain guided by the vision of the President that agriculture must no longer be seen as a way of life, but as a business, a strategic growth sector that will drive employment, industrialization, and food sovereignty for Ghana. On behalf of the ministry, I wish to assure His Excellency and the good people of Ghana that we are committed to delivering results with urgency, integrity, and accountability. We are fully aware that the mandate we hold is not just administrative, it is generational. It is about transforming the fortunes of our farmers, empowering the youth, reducing our import dependency, and ensuring that every Ghanaian child, regardless of where they are born, can access nutritious, affordable, and locally grown food. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me end by thanking all our partners, bilateral and multilateral institutions, traditional authorities, farmer-based organizations, private agribusinesses, and most importantly, the Ghanaian farmer whose resilience continues to inspire us all. Let us move forward. Let us move forward, not just with policy, but with purpose. Let us feed Ghana. Let us eat Ghana. Let us restructure agriculture. Let us transform our economy. And let us build the future together. Thank you, and may God bless you all.
Well, that, by every indication, was a very comprehensive briefing, which has touched on just about every aspect of the agriculture sector. At this juncture, we will zoom straight into a question and answer session, so that if journalists present have any questions regarding the presentation made by the minister or any other matter relating to the sector that he heads, they may step forward and ask those questions. So as is the usual rubric, identify yourself and then go straight to the question. Because of time, you will be restricted to just one question, please. All right, I'll give you a special dispensation, being the first.
Kwaba Ediba TVS YZ Tana Power 97.9 FM. Your call Jubilee House Ekofa Accountability Series with Honorable Eric Opoku, a Greek minister, fantastic man. The delivery was superb. Which means be added and kama. So far, so good. Na Lisowa na kusipoku atnase. Sanso ena Kabore Mahmoud. And so atnase enene yewo eye Apostle Abraham Lincoln. Ono so nyame ya adoma ochina demonstration kintinkiriki pa ya odebehye so Brasport fa eye OSP ho ni nyina so eho nsem ewo ha ene wo ha eno a lawyer Kpebu ne me didi nkomo bibre ya chese o chese ono so obeba lawyer Martin Kpebu so obeba radio stations dodo na ena FFRP interviews na ene Apostle wa hede ono so didi ho nyina ebebre ewo dwumadi so nti memfa won san kan wa fidie no ene eye juada enti Dr. Mponsa ye krado kakra bi na fe yaba na ye dede aka nyina beto so doc
Mponsa Herbal Hospital Herbal Hospital bia ache yipa na Nicholas Kra no tama o kase onimi be 10 years ebo ebo kra exa adwuma we yankasa de my for 25 good years emi anything wo a wo hweme na wo ye obi a wo yare anansa wo problem bo modern na hweme kira kwan ye won krofo bebre wo ho se ye kasa Dr. Mponsa magic no ade oye magic he wona so ye ho ana ayaresa no mu magic e na meka although so problem ni your spiritual meya ma eye physical so a meya ma eye adoma nyankopon de acheme eno nti Dr. Amponsa magic no ye de to me ebribi achepa sunwan ene krobi ye fro domahin kro kese pa saa kro we so ena mede konya saa edin a ye frɛ no magic man anase Dr. Amponsa magic na ni nyina ne sɛ saa day no daba ko ye bremi stroke fo omo yare stroke ye bremi mako 92 ewo kura ye frɛ ho sunwan saa day no a emu 52 esore nanti day no a eno na ma ye to medin Dr. Amponsa magic me call do ma henkro eno so ye bremi stroke fo nipa be se 30 something emu 18 esore nanti day no stroke fo omuntum nante eno ene ma Dr. Amponsa magic no course a be ye din a e ka me ho because yare no ebi ho kura na me yi e de madan na nipa no ne ho ato no stroke no ye obi wo ho a saa stroke no personal no ye yi de madan ebe ko sesi ya ena makoto afidie bi aba efi China na afidie no so amede bae no afidie no so sanye magic that means magic no de animu na eko ebi ana wo yare wo bre wo ti pains sciatica chi wontumo nante wo dafie wo nantini wo to ase anase nkotodwe chesa wo ti severe pains wo ba Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital a eno ane se ye de magic machine no ye do koto magic machine no wo dem be se 40 minutes wo be sore no na pains no nyina ajai saa na tie enti se wo ba maso ye na wo ye obi a wachi kasa ya ye oya so many years day no a pains no nyina ebejai kasa no bi wo kura na ayechia o kasa no echia ye won krofo bebre wo ha onam a ne sisi wo ha na ne top nso e wo ha wo te saa menua o kasa no esei bombode bra na ye mfa nko magic machine so na ye ma waduro na entene ma wo eno a betene saa na tie e ya ade a nyankopon aye enipa fefe saa nti a ye yi wuti a na aseyefu saa ma retu a na foforo aba saade twa na wupra na se ekuro no wu a na eho na fere nyankopon boye no eniema bi we mu a eye saa nyuma no eriti se wutie me na wo problem wachi kasai o kon kasai o mfe eye wo ya bra na ya do kwato magic machine no a yes 40 minutes no na afi wasesa magic machine no kane no na ye yusu ketwa no na ye adwuma ena de kese no ye dam no aba eniti brada bedamu bi enipa bi a woti asase we so no ubetumi aba na ye de wakọ magic machine so je oba onyem oba pemfo nko a ene ye ma onko magic machine sa wonye oba pemfo de a ubetumi aba ye won krofo bebre kura ho a wo mo nyare tiemiye pa sa wonyare a ubetumi aba na ye de akolete blood cells no ene o nerves ene wo system no wuntini no a asisi no anasa blockage abam no o blood na aye dududu a ama wo bre wo nsa ye otitiri wado sade bebre oho ye otisa de stroke we chewo no minua ye do to magic machine wa na waye free wa wutie me na ye won krofo bebre wo ho a wo mo yare bi a ye frɛ no asikyire yare o se doctor na asikyire yare kura de sen na aka ho asɛm afa asikyire yare a Dr. Amponsa West Africa nyina many best upe umpo za na tie asikyire yare ya ade a eye wa bibi wo yemu a ye frɛ no pancreas ono na yare pancreas no bi a na wado sade ama pancreas no kyere no entumu nweke saafo no omo pancreas no enwui but entu nya adwuma eti so ebasa unya diabetes na friend type 2 no type 2 no eya ade ya pancreas no nwui but asikyire no nso nipadua no oba ye beboa wo na ya collect pancreas no ye wo bi wo ne pancreas no wada onya adwuma wa won panie sa afanuro sa abrofuduro sa enko minua bra na yemfa magic machine quality pancreas no cells no ye de quality no a na fe ya ma waduro na ekura ewom nyina wu na fe pancreas no work a onyare diabetes biem sa wutie me na enye se me maso ye no ebre bia me ka se enya wugidie na ebe se oyare ho tie sa de we yie ehia me obi wo so o me de ma chiri ma bre me gidie kura ye me se de yare enya wugidie na ebe se yare ho maso ye menim se nka atifie no wugidie nka ho atɔ bomade bra na ne ye wo maso ye ho no eno ene ebe se oyare so far no Ashanti region magic machine no ketuwa no ebi wo ho Kumase wo hwim Tigo Junction eho ebi wo ho ya de magic machine ketuwa no ya de ba kokora ekoka mo ho ena Accra ha ye wo kese no ha from February anase January eko no ya de kese no so bi beba Kumase eniti se mo hwe me ene na mo yare dafie muntumu nante o kon kasa wa chikasa wo mfe o chese wo nan wanya bibi ye frɛ na gout ye ka gout wa woni ma de kra me kyerɛw onkotodwe no oyare onan down no ayese nsuo bi gina onan no obi wo ho a ayese ne nan no bibi watia fufuom na atetare ne nan obi so nan na ntse dia onam anwea obi wo ho mpaboa hye na efito a wonhunu saa niema wei ene ye frɛ na gout no obi nan so ataitai onan se taitai a eye niema mienu ada se wo kidney no yare ana se wanya gout yibi tie mi ye pa se kidney no ekrobam ana se wunya kidney failure ebi ana so de ne ye kidney no ade bi a friend kidney stones ni nyina no kidney stones no kra de magic machine no nane no easy ebe nane stone no easy kra ye kasa stone a enye bo ankasa wo eye nuane ya wudi no ebi mo na abo block ehihye ho magic machine be ben no easy amount eti se wutie me na oyare na oyare no bra na ye moa wo na ye nsa oyare na oho beto kama obi se hi ne ye wa class Pentex Coastal Junction tie mi ye pa location no hiame udru Coastal Junction ho pepepe obo was taxi station ewo ho busa omo se wo ba Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital o kan ye no a omo be fa wajo 20 cities pe na omo do waba ena wonso a wo pesa wo de Uber eba no eno anso be bo Dr. Amponsa Herbal Hospital edo beba street na obi biara uwe be fi no ebi am number mebo wantumi amfa ukogogo na abo Dr. Amponsa obenya me number ewo ho na eno nso wafa na de aba eti sa wo hwe me ne na wo tifie wo yare da ho se yare no nkwa me nia wo ha ho ene anibi aba hwe kane no ene ye sa yare e take time 1 year ansa na nipa no ho atono 2 years 1.5 year ansa na ene ni hobiem magic machine na eba ye no yare obesa no 1 year 3 months na ase atu anything trafie enna ho se ma yare mi nya yare sa ene anibi aba anything amakofa magic machine miguso kura mekra dodo edi aba na Ghana ha nyina ba bia yatumu di bi akọ eti sa wo show me ne na wo yare da fie obi se doctor me wo typhoid obi so kura nim se de typhoid tie typhoid se echiw na wo ho ewo ni padua mu a ma me mo symptoms kakra we nkyerɛw wo sa symptoms we that means typhoid fever ewo wo mojam okoya lab a ye be ka kyerɛw se to da bom so tipa o kakra ewo ha na okon agene wachika se ye wo ya omfe eta wo anasa omfe ta ye wo ya uyam ebobom kukuru sa eto da so a ayesa wo ye mfuruma se ewo eto da wo yam tim kakra eto da so a na yam ahwie kakra typhoid na ye wa eto da ye usa ubewu adebeche no na ate ho wutie me na typhoid ye yare bi ade ho ya homote brana ye muawo na ye nsa yare na typhoid fever or dangerous typhoid fever na etumu chi obi ma na kasa o ye bayifo titu ma na omo money person no typhoid be chi no ma na kasa on eku ya koku Yesu eji sa wo hwe me na ana wutie mi a entra se ma yare no nku bra Dr. Mponsa Herbal Hospital na me mu a wonsa oyare e ya de a wugidi o wunnini o mesa oyare me maso e on yemhia no sa obeba enkrofo o mo de dadan mo o mo ntumu nante a o mo de da ho ayare a che wo mo no mo nse sa o mo nyina mre me na nyame ama metumi a me de besa yare sa yare no ya spiritual physical ni yemhia ya wo mae mi hia wugidie de wo de fatu ba bi na bommode niko a mo mra na me nsa o mo yare na enye se wo be so ahwe bebre wo yare e friend BP enso onima ade kro okay a ede bre no oba mekere wo mehu se yare BP no ankasa no achew but then ede bre wo eti se obi ti wo no so me de mi BP nkoda BP no eye de na BP no de na ejina so ansa na obenya BP no ada se wuntinim osisi ada se wunti kuraba wuntinim anase wakoma ayelaje anase wuye obi a wo lance no entum mbie yie wo system no yare ekuraba wo system no mu unipadua na ye week e basa wo BP be kosoro na se ye kolate sa na ema we nyina ma wo a BP bia ni ba bia bi sa na tie edi sa wo hweme na wutie mi a ba bibiara a wo hye no bomode na brass painters me mo number no hia me asobeti asemo ana e kakra bi yare a mensa ye fra no cho sabi o ye be ma hwewa no eno nko na menye ho adwuma apart from sa yare no wohia awo a wo petwins kura me ya mo ma me mo number no na fra me na asobeti asemo anye ne ene o chena fra me 0243 11 08 75 0243 11 08 75 number we are me boy sign your WhatsApp enti abrochirefo no nyina no ene mu a mo pesa mo gi yi mo mfa eno na mo mfa eno we dey ye core number 027 85 99 611 027 85 99 611 we are real man moso but o de fa bre me na nyame na me so bejo.
Hi, I'm pleased to introduce to you Cancer Mixture, a herbal mixture for arthritic pain. Arthritis,
it's me. Cancer Mixture, no, Cancer Mixture, no, Cancer Mixture.
Yeruba Biara na Nedruo, Morioya, or arthritis. Cancer mixture, obey your juma when you forget inside. I'm a place in the grand.
And if you did dinner, menu on your market for your button, a woman, one menu for. First, baby, I'm from one Sanka, saying Susan, Boliviara, home doctor, and I report to FDA Med Safety App Nodo. And Katui, FDA App Nodo.
Hi. Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to a butler who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have visited.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Na ede na ya obayi a oda forma so me yafunu emunumuni.
Oh, Mr. Entry, also ya reya titi me ben fie pi nanso ne yam nyono da. Se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwea. Ebe ya nwanwa.
Nenyi ni se, what ulcer tamfo Haxa capsules, any Haxa mixture. Ya no bom kutia ulcer no bia ma no anum. Anka no ho to no dadaada. Ulcer dro de, eno any Haxa capsules, any Haxa mixture.
Ankom ni nchire mu.
Ulcer ye kura, eto ye funu ene ensunu mu. Etuma wo ye funu ekeka wo a, wo je ho a enyi. Ulcer etumi ema wo ye cheko, ebra wadidi
firi awie somehow ɛyɛ ulcer de a kɔpɛ haxa capsules ɛne haxa mixture nanom bom na wo ho ɛbɛtɔ
Pradodo to a ko Okanshi Drug Lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takrade AA Mensa Anafre 02038228555 Approve about Tanya Wama on more from the four and then more from women feeding you no enka home. Haxa capsules and in a mixture.
All Satan for FDA Aji Edwadi and Kratui Atom.
Bravo a year Jumada. What a young Ediani. A boy in Safri Pedian. Na a boy will Pediama, it's not for ye. Nanso, when we say near my ID, na yenum, to me my bravo ye Jumadin sing pote.
Mehuda mebrebo ye juma pa e bia se se mitumi bibi bo mebrebo
Ani and nothing about the left hip from the Moses Clinic we have our center about herbal food supplements we see the barberbo ama e ye juma ye
na e ye juma
fatopa ye ni no anopa ni anwumre na eboama obrebo ye juma ye sene be ya e betimi anyam aduane awodi e sisi ni peduane mo e yi mo finsini
eno na me brebo kia pa
Ubenya Left Kid or pharmacy, herbal shops, ni supermarkets are ebeo. Sawo pedudo so to a 0244 068447. Left Kid, wa wo brebo, wa wo ni pedia. Edu yi enye ma afenfo, e ma e ma omanfo, ne mmofo a wonya mfie dumie. FDA agi bedi kratu yi atum.
Esama kwaba Edeba TVS YZ and Power 97.9 FM. Inside Politics Jumedi ni editor wene November 24th 2025 na abiyafo atena se ewa ha Mahmoud Kabore eye kasama for Edema eye sector minister for lands and natural resources watena se sanso ena liso wena nakwesipoku ono so yakama nyosema dimu tintime ye papa hapa ono so ewa ha ena Apostle Abraham Lincoln one man supporter osinyame adoma one man demone baso china ewo Obra Sports na amanfo register pa china de hobiye butu mo se lawyer kwebu ni mpanimfo awodo omonyina ehye kona Oliver mo ya je se enye asamketu akura na enei Tamale High Court kwa setena omochire se Emerashe bejo akwenya abato ekoso pandai no umabo atuogu tiensa nkoto abano foforo ya chese omo ahye electoral commission ne former akoma kwadi asa 30 days sensa nkoto aba ewo pandai in the northern region ni ekoyi emerashe bejo afo emerashe bejo ani foforo a obesity mamfo no enemu ewo ho achese enya asem keto akwa ebese hu another akwati abiema na NDC besa akwaje seat ni sanse seat no NDC dia na MPP akwaje na sisei ebi ejine yi ebe call back to NDC ana ni na ho nsema wo ha ye de ebrewo enua ayeju Sanfo Sanfo group of companies mo tema penye na your birthday tema happy birthday nyame mo ahoade ne kwatenten ju Sanfo nyame ma onyini che ahoade a yesika nso wom yesi ye kasi nyame mo ahoade ne kwatenten ni hia de enko nemum de ska wom sika ahoto wom enye ska bia ne yeska sanse wi ni papa ti nyame sha wo ne obusua nyina na de wo ye bia so onto nhye nso mu so ma ojo Sanfo liso mo akwaba
enya ko
bibi abako de
ehu ane mehwefo
Kabore
Sampa wende
Yelikabe Tiware
Alhamdulillah
fantastic
God has been great yeah then I said that yeah when I said that
oh dear beti bata na kotone sisi ya
ni maton
na za matadi any the same stage mo muska ndia na mo matentino meja Yeah, you to me say yeah, any tinti. Some momo yes kafu, nti momo pama material no mo je ne kese.
Mo fa dey different.
What the design no quite different.
Me tapu insurance free suffer dey ni, mo say suffer dey ni ko si.
Apostle dey hand. What the fish you listen for mo?
See na see. Me tapu insurance.
Now, one a member of the Christian Council now.
I don't think so. He doesn't.
But this waka say we see David.
Oh, to me name.
Mo pass on die.
David. Ono or a God sent.
As Christian Council for prophet Adum Chedua. We say obi any ni lem. Christopher ni o mu lem. Munya present abansu ni lem. Obi ese na sorry die. Say o ma men. This one dey so some electoral commission say your kakra ho petition akodo ma panyenim ni staff or ECO
omani gina ye dey kan
accountability series with honorable Eric Opoku
ma memfa akonya so na menchia atiefo ne ahwefo na menchia Ghana mampanyi na me mona baso weekend enyina yeko enua Callistus Mahama mame Salome okay salala smaka sala was salaga
efe
as usual unza me kono fa ayana e kamin kwa nka me mabiem
hode
as makoto mi biem na
o haito crash le bia ofri
yeah say bia me ofa ne kro bia de o se me hu se
so no crash wakasa
woni
me man ene o mama be ware
ni na nka manko
mama tente de
eti mama fa kunya wesu na nyina eye abusua na mu na ye na obi bia ode odobebo do
fantastic moment me anko mo dem
because of other engagement whatever the reasons are no
so we can hear also Benjamin yes man so see sister
and to me but metie na oma ye na wi
chief of staff no nyam for General Zebram nyamisha obushani nyina
say there were other funerals and so I meant me attend because of
chairman so radio good ono so ne de nam kwema eba na me by Dwemba
yonkopa ene dinkra
nipa mama nche
yankopon emfa ne kransie
amen
kwayo
listo
dedi kan e wasi nyina yehu say emre ye ninka so
fantastic
as far as I'm concerned Mami Jemensa
time na so
ese nsuo che to emu a eyihwa
mpa
ono ni hwa na e bon che se bi kolego no tatemusu
e deep
nti wachedodo o se nka ba na kwa koda dada
one boss man nyina
enyo no nko a ono boss man same tetene momo maka nyina you see
apia hene
when we discuss democracy democracy discusses one very pivotal ingredient your friend equality
fantastic
before the law what you say
pepe
now there are things that feed into equality now sometimes say o hwe obi a o feel say because of ebia tumi kakra ye gina oman na memumri asode amanu ntino wa ye kan kabi e wo democracy mu a it should just give the red flag say kwan bia so na wo se pam sa ni pakro ni free na tina bia san say won ti democracy na ye practice na se maami je mensa one sami tetene boss masare se nye Nyankopon ana na basamu odu ana oman Ghana tiasemai Ghana yenim nyanse nim de do ye ho suo moja se nye nyame a enko ma o ma wi enkene enkenti se de ye kuro mu a yenya ye mampani a osuno ni na titafo nim guase konkonte nim guase ama nkruma nya fere a omo ankasa Yankopon ebo ba woni atiko se ko na ko ditum enguasi ni o sem fata mahini se o ba be yo mampani wo Ghana ko na ko ditum se nya no a ko mawe kenya ni se de tie ya ene yetimi edin kita hu san se me na ma sham nya no bo se wo wia banim de mabawo mia o mawe ɛnyɛ sɛ biem da ɛyɛ bɔ a na mmea ma hyɛ me ho sɛ gye nansa mmea ba no mu de ma ba wɔ mmea yɛ a wɔde mmea a wɔte fie yɛ a wɔayɛ sɛ kamea dɔkoro yɛ a na nka mebɔ no a mehyɛ me ho no kanyɛ ɔman wei kanyɛ ɔmu
na atɔ hyɛ hwehwɛ no
ɛno nti ɔnsa mfata saa de bia no a Akufo-Addo ɛde maa no Akufo-Addo has never made any wise appointment.
Maybe petition back. Should it be a staff or
why not? Is the staff not a Ghanaian? Why a staff? Na yesi bomo chiche from Shasa be catch us or bent megua. Yagi let you here. Etino
deepo.
Say Bianca say me about Charlotte or say Charlotte ti ho ena almost say petitioners be a petition.
Ye hu omoda.
Yes, you almost say petitioners near staff.
By your home,
what must say? So I think, sir, the democracy now, John Mahama Baya or that word reset a year campaign ma ye be J a be free a cococheka for semono. A best set after say democracy
say Akufo-Addo time will be to me a benya that kind of bold, you know.
Your boldness.
Say or back that boldness. If they say so, Rebecca say or the petition come Akufo-Addo say we need Maase.
Oh, a big cry ya no so that. I remember a few guys. I remember someone oh, only a petition, but it was never even. Or my reply no cry. I have forgotten because near a demonstration there and the Nippon buy the boy man say why a petition na petition no since time or a petition no I think is it me PDA no man Prince Derek J no maybe na yes a petition no o man fi kura say sebi odogo bi kura enu abe
so for me see for the use na remu kakra
eh ya dia mesre say
on the use no
president is just a conveyor belt.
The same procedure now.
Procedure now.
146.
Yeah, they pan nana watano. Yeah, I'm a film watching. Why she say, "Obi akodo say,
why you sham?
Obetimi akọ court. I was saying bia hono. We the president.
It is finished.
We no, we do my simple.
It is finished.
What done sabi?
Neje say one to watawama. What process abetino?
Na o it say Akufo-Addo be appoint obi oni answer.
Famisi ho kabori memu akwaba
yabu wapini
because I say boss man agent Maase need to matna pa ma say they know anane ye no so na Yesu ma ye no be yo ana
ezi so mi ehwe
so ye dey
so mi ehwe do almost ahwe anya hwe kura no
it is finished ana
for the past few months been in office no say we dey draw salaries
kakre ya
me ji di twato and friend me ji di twato because indeed
na fi obi akwotene fi say ko was court be jija
exactly indeed o hwe
ka wo te say obi abojo say share
say ga ukra de ga go pepu
ka wo dum
watum na obitu ahwene obitu asu
obache
they don't learn.
You've entertained them for so long.
Share in democratic trajectory. Abraje Mensa boss manu be money easy. Now here baby omo atete ya about one democracy and unyemu wom the electoral honors. Said ya two no amana ba form.
Yeah.
Na nipa bi kura gidi ana free and fair elections mu. Ye can opposition party kasa boache at a point we timiko meeting na Maase said adena ye national chairman was
he is laughing.
It was enough.
Why are you laughing?
Contempt of the EC office.
Masa
such stupidity.
And someone any training nine some giant kum haye besre na nanuma hivu na do manu betumu
table nasisa
say Mugabe about to registration ya centralizing and it has a rippling effect. Nipa dodo no won kranse me ba ofini kesi so anything na ja la santias anything me police station communication officer ajeteri antias.
Can you imagine?
Because of for so man ba we 18 years ago register cross river so we so our back no obeka
no do bon so
Yes. Nipa just to exercise the democratic rights. The Mensa a can woman Casaboa say, hotely on Kawafa on Betty.
What the franchise you?
The
good Sal.
Say, 4 consecutive years.
No, we need
some trophy. Yes, a trophy. Woman come for woman come for
Franklin could you come as a man?
Woman come for their issues never reflected in any parliamentary proceedings because only representative. And then resetting in here, this is proper reset.
Judiciary needs to start funding to my pay for and who the issue of Tamale High Court.
Definitely. Near my bed to the
election for
Nanka Sebio, one should that iota of trust
to be back by
institutions. I definitely say no, it's a run.
Okay,
it's a run. By election, they say
we could call
it so. It's a total
affected. Yeah. Nipa no wabeji salary for almost
by election. It's similar.
It should be scrapped. Once he lost it, it means that
you expunge his name and detail from every record of this country.
The money that has been paid to him already,
you have to refund it.
And quite fast, easy. In fact, I'm tempted to believe that as someone who I will say easy Bambi. To others, to Bia, and also trace Gabia, as electoral commission as an institution, you have to pay some because by aiding and abating. So what I say, it media the question in Yamwa, a quasible is a long overdue. A house cleaning, Kia Mini and also your Maya, the person
judiciary and
or Maya, a bacon, women can be buying. Or Maya, your person, a month for GDO or state institution. Okay, I am the dada. Given the dada. Empty petition bar. Welcome. My petition aquaba. Petition a day about a chini. So petition.
Maybe Conos, if you morning na the symbol.
Our petition.
Maybe the name may count me 14. But me moon. Me taking me time and now pa me go through you know I say
overlap it as he said
back open one fine shima and no plan
and I'm doing so
meet me Sandy for come
that say my staff no fan ko
me nya masa
ba ko no yes staff for na de ko and
ba ko no the staff for na de na o ye invisible for so
that is the beauty of democracy.
Fantastic.
The people of Pandai get ready. Yes, Serbia so say bi nyado we die yade
me say chine ndisi be kofe
ye funu yade wa say dia mamu ko kama na emu aduma na emu kuko nkitenkite emu free senior high people with disability come free women's bank ni we nyina na yes corporate representative bla na basa ko wachi dia no dey say be ni it is going to be an interesting democratic exercise in Panda, and I believe the people of Panda will choose development over mediocrity. They will choose development over partisan politics. They will choose Ghana first. And Ghana no need NDC. Me catch us is here. Opeso abrabo mukuyi pa dia. Carrying with the NDC because unless
the High Court na kasa it is finished.
It is finished.
What you cry 30 days in the
I mean,
so I just say. So
the right to appeal.
Why not?
Why not?
Any idiot can go
to court.
Say at least. The beauty is that Ankoye at the barrel of gun. Ankoye country court a democratic process. So me as a young person, I don't shame in crying because say yeah, democracy ni na you could not so fan to my brother.
But I say, you have like I say my na boafo na mami mo so embra
in a brief. Imagine say we electoral commission na what twaba na oya answerable to me a metua wo ka na ma frɛ wo court sɛ brabe yi mano nkontabuo mu wa abatuo mu Akufo-Addo bɛyɛ mampani wɔ Ghana ha ɛne yɛbo a ne se ɔmɛyɛ mampani abasa na Akufo-Addo nya yɛ ba second term obi anim Jemensa na ɔhwɛ abatoɔ no so mɛka osi wɔ nim yɛse yɛ ma ne ma by force any right na judge mu a wei wɔso wɔyɛ judge no judge mu a timi tena bedwam sɛ ɛyɛ ne right asim sɛ ne kɔ ne kunu na yɛ mu yɛse yɛ pɛsi yɛ hu what the public office and you say adeɛ na wo the public office na yɛ no bra na be bu ho contact le Ghana for na court bad time yɛ wɔ Ghana ha led by any yɛbu a okodi mama fufuo ni wia na adwene na sɛ wɔ se wọ́n ma ne ma nẹ ẹ ma tena.
no ẹ̀họ́ ni diẹ mpacho.
na adu yẹ yẹ.
dabi de yi free hɔ misiri.
adu na mi.
70 years sisi ọkọ pension misiri.
edu ka sẹ nkola ọma jẹ yẹ ọmọ nínú ewu.
ẹyẹ twẹ hɔ ne san ba.
ní ntiri ntwi nsan mẹ tí o kẹsí o tu fọnfọn kẹtẹ wọn fọ mẹ jí ẹsẹ anamọ kasa o.
station nso nka ho.
o n'adẹ mi mo na mo tso news.
mẹ nka ho.
mi yẹ mu news anchor. mi ka news wa ha. eti no mi ka si so pi. Say, and one of the things that destroy Ghana democracy, you know, because we have a judgment. Abeye record say, abeye on record say, people say obeye public servant. Now we did money and now we did dream. Court to bad time, but me catch you say, unya answerable to the people of this country. One no judge now, no this answer no. Why not answerable to us? The time so that one case or one or one. Very mother say let's one another kusi because like I said Moses na so yakọ na kwaji ayaresa na bibia so nko kan ma power specialist ba hospital ma me adu ya se bra Kumasi hia no wo enkra ha na se hia no wo eye takrade 0244544422 Divine Hope Herbal Clinic mo ne de eye wo twa eba powder de aba fagu nsu de mu one cup nom anopa enwumre ahoden beba woko pharmacy shop heba shop benye biato Victory Garlic Mesa Dr. Mwakose Bra na beji Victory ni bi pharmacy shop heba shop bi mu benye bi 0242545633 na mahode ni nyina so ma na mo konfikira ma yase bom dwedwe no wonye bi na wonuma ebeboa blood circulation be ye adwuma na nipadua no agya immune system no eno so abustu ama bibia agina so kama Safari Valley Eco Resort Christmas na ba yi tutumnika dewu eho ne yewo na so ne abusua no monko chele na udu ha agya wildlife experience no so ne nkole monnya bi ene antelope zebra no mo kono mo ba wunya we obabia just Safari Valley Eco Resort from 0596914394 dewu ewo kre conference ho na bi wo mo natural mineral water nsu ne de Ghana fo nyina agya tombra eye SYZ Broadcasting Company Limited ye wo 37 BBC Street the heart of Accra usu oba bido bia wo pebia no wonsa ebetumi aka ewo ha no so wakutu akoton ene asori ba minia Robert wo ha wo ba obebo ye papa pende no se trucks be 5 ana be usu ni tututu mirika na so be fa wo de bro nye be mani se nya na so tukoton Clifford mo from 0596273547 ofra omo ebeji so Hebron Hills International School of Media of the Someone Road admission gusua koso Montessori asuye no obanu wenya mfie eye ebosumi na ekosi mfie no ebeje no sanso na no way na pa primary no so no admission gusu koso Kabore Fameko accountability series ene ne makaka 5 minutes on that na mama listen 5 minutes now apostle so ebefa 5 minutes on eye demo ebaso wochenam over to you
the lecture medals be I think sir listening to Yura Kupukuno, one thing was clear. Say indeed, Ghana, your problem has nothing to do with resources. Your problem has everything to do with the kind of people managing the resources. Because if all Nyema Obubosuno, Nyema on my Ghana year in the last 10 months, then I am justified to make such an assertion. And then President John Dramani Mahama ended up buying Shishepa, a Jumadia honorable Kupukuni, a pound for a Greek ministry. Amane, at least, if Moon Pampenswa, a penocra, na ebi timi aka sɛ nua no bo nso asase ba fam a maka sɛ aba fam mpo because Mugabe sɛ oda sɔre anopa na kuani sɛ ne no bae no a wona fom no despite bo kura wate so de gire obi obi obeto a ade ba ko pɛ ne kyerɛw sɛ nua no aba ma sɛ bo no kura yɛ pɛ ne nya atofo no ni ho. And that is why nanu adamia mi nua penny MP for hohoi if anything efo walanyo M1 no auto one bag 5 kilo no auto 130 something cedis nanu otimi to be 90 Ghana cedis ko parliament and one no auto 60 Ghana cedis and then 35 39 Ghana cedis ubo tobi muga and they udru ejura ana temugu ana maami krobo ana techima edwomu a na se kan ba yire 100 cedis mawa abranti bi ani mfikezi mu ha si ye hihye sa ba yire no wo pankezi mu a obetumi atamu aso a e kire se the more ode nsise ye pa egu akwan mu no the more nuane ebusu okrum na oman bia se bi aduane boofo no emma the ordinary person in society seven we hear Abraham Maslow theory of needs they di kan pa nse nipa sebio onso be hunu se wanya bibia dia we nipa ndi ade number form a ema obia feel say we Ghana ni we nipa kane and that is the best feeling at least on my want to be you should give to your people entimabo yewra erikupukunu na pamfo ase. Almost all interventions of Mudigwa Kwamuno is yielding positive results. Main power body say, and she say, yeah, you are at 2 force and near buying a kind of 2024 budget. Yaduma. You guys say anything saying, say we are suku, we are why, now a buying Sikani, the Malcotumia. Before you even make an attempt or request to buy a bianini from Abontino, you must buy locally produced first. Yeah. Everyone so directive left the president. Fantastic. Yeah. My penny me for the way ni kwampano. As I say, Ebama one more being inflation no, or so. Where domestication. So that's it. Let's eat what we grow and grow what we eat. Appreciate feed yourself. Ebama my offer. Feed Ghana nini na na do we now do obi kuro mo de ni bia send the feed Ghana no ya yi enti I tan be ya mana friend to papa dia e was ya edi ka di edua no and sans ya ntini ndi ya na for true African free trade ni other channels we di bia ko e me de say name no can say onobo abrakwa no so ayi foreign policy ni ho komo ne Ura Trump was to say, Yagric near my Binuku crowd to a yebetos or tabo betos when you have ever woman in the Nakianino or Tiahas. We had a fight against that, I'm saying, so yes, and of course, last August, water pumping machine, yes, one to do some Bako, how can 900 command? I will catch a for once upon a time a tool for distraction. Now being used to feed the people are and no novelty. Now we are the said 230. Oh, Mugabe man says you what for near a year so boy. Na yes no so ahode ma no so man you could do na de wa sha se die o de bebe no ko e beduru bo sha sase koyi liso no say apostle aye crowd nti oh yes the tell me say on say ore erikopoku o ka say we are on here nchire mu say ne communication skill no me how he does it, but he simplifies the theories into practicalities. And by the time we who say BB Sebi or Canon, we say there be a categories of 2 persons in the world. The first category or more answer will be bien and will be hono. Na Sebi wa domo suko wa dream. Wa planning ni no waka se ne se fata no
with the good bedroom. The second are those that talk or the kasa we are no kofia no akodwen ne kasa o kasa ye no. Anti me some of the begu aduane nyina de me fa wo nyina ye simple. Sen ena enioma na ese fata se ye no titibire mu abepem na ya nye asoman. Oman ya wo de eburo betim etuka akon mu be ko beba. Guso me eburo na nyini a ye ko buo. Na je say Antoine yem atoka akwa ho. Afifia, e dey na chese nkotu from the eburo from a mfifi. Masaka so say investment bien we won yasi we mu a e chance we yakua. So wo de ade betim e ko she from eburo what betim say e ko she from. Amokra baba baako wo de emu baako na ebebo no. Kan eburo betim obenya woduane ho. Obi se kufa adu mu ne due ebebo baako. Ye mu se due ebebo ba. And a chance, why not the one see the Akoto Bank or call you now, Bohosa? And to some person here, a Greek in the Bemu, okay. It's your best way. A Greek minister. Yeah, kick up from Yakika from Yakika. They say, maybe a farmer. Mesram, more Mwame. Namuma Mikuana Mayon, and Yakesi, and I'm your best farmer. Thank you. Namu family Champua, and MPP for say. This to okra or dem who be boy so say pen na nkopa o say ko betima ye o mo ai me pe ana ko so na kire me say me me ya de minimum we ba oni bobi de mo pa danko kwabra beti tire mo so de kwabra beti me mani fi kwabra ti so a wo nya mo a say wo tire mo so ye peli tie hi abua o tie hi se ma mo so de anti wo de obeti abua so na so ko me ko ma me chia funye ewo eye di mod apostle atlas me chia no pa me bona baso so no so me hu ni mo so dress in the obo me ntima amfa abose mo akwa ba hwe ben microphone no nti o so unim se me nua no na him na ko Church of Pentecost na the ten say asori ni benya asodinfo bi ma obedi asori n'anim ma ye de Pentecost fa no ye free mu tena mo de ko fori nyina na ewo Kofi de oda so wom ni papa so fu ni papa na ni papa so kwa sorry e go see ni na ni papa na show ani bi aso no kwa sorry I devoted Christian no ba kwa sorry say the way I pray to go be here no time papa yourself that's it no we just kwa sorry and me say ohin so that he na ohin so ka pia bi nit abase no akwa ba bi aboko de we say wo dia nyame aduma wo kire 25 demonstration against USP the basu na say atwa live and colored a chassis circle a Brassport wow and you and to say no say lawyer Mate Kwibumu omo nyina ase omo amafo kasa is behind of keep very hard in fact me kwasa kasa Jimmy say dem say we spin why den wouldn't the first point me say recently some interview or say we care him or say he saw the man going but couldn't prevent it. What's this? So second for that if you man even should that even so even I said me a chair we that even disqualify you. You saw the man but couldn't do anything. That is we need powers be so let me stop you going. They come and tell Ghanaians. What's this? Ghana no e de yake yasem show this one ko hu Ghana no Ghana for dia o man no e dia enye politician dia. It's one who say okay. Okono. Hold up. Organize a press conference. But already they've lost power. They can't do anything. But you've sat down. What you want to things are now you have to go do extradition. A long process. But the people say we apply also American embassy. And so we are following him straight to that place. I'm telling you, I don't care. I'm following him straight to that place. So I don't hate it. The issue with Kerofua attention, I'm person West me find the human to one accident. So we should be we are Ken Bua Minor. Send on your president, you are managing economy. Fantastic. Hey. Oboro sa ma fe na yemo ni bisabium nkurɔfoɔ so amabɔ bra edu baabi a amoyɛ Mercedes bonds whatever o say who do start to so come on the owner CEO the man spoke about this repeatedly at the end of the day he died. Hey, you are so wicked. Listen, who do send down for party Kofi Mawin UT Oguni Bank straight Capital Bank Oguni straight. The other day SM made a statement, say he has a letter to that effect. So man, he said he want to buy one man price. You see,
he said the public domain.
Or the hatred they buy or Ethiopia. Kind of water came. Me when he said Bonsando Oba or just say
no less spending your day.
It's my man politics.
Over the human tour.
On one can say to resign right now. No, either or petition is no but it's out to be left to the president to decide. But yo, upper often the Juma we are sending something the Juma tour because
when you bro.
I mean, also often the Juma tour because what much the time power of our Johnny Akodia. You are not fit for the job.
And you post if I can say on the Mamma Bamba.
Oh, yeah, and I'm talking now. I'm a friend of Crapo. They've given us all the support.
Who might be in the pardon.
Fire to fire. This man must go. Listen to me.
Brassport
told him now. Now, the vampire say, yeah, the band basic came. Well, I mean, why? The band basic came.
Fantastic.
Now, a bubble band, light band.
Oh,
Bible soon. It's
also about brass band and it should be soon.
Ever soon. It's a now, why? You're vampire, yes, sir.
Now, more than free a year of Brassport. Now, more than Aquacu.
Never for ring road, this one, Lima to Aquaje. 10 to Jubilee House. Yes, they are presenting your petition peacefully. With all due respect to the president, who is a person who appointed to receive.
I didn't mention any customer.
Hey, it's a lie. She say, why is so free? Say,
I didn't met someone.
Ekobase,
the Biada Danako.
So, Ekobase of the brass band equal now, so we could for the DHR and obey. Oh, then I said, no, be a me. Send another more. And that's a for Laban. Send another more. How come to demonstration and that's a for demonstration. The father and the pastor, me, my members have been telling me that she come. Yes, all the street boys should come. We come. I mean, we are going on the street, not church. We are on the street. It's a song about me to India. I should never say, yeah. Yes, what do you think of it? Thank you, tell me. What's the one city up? The body just about this so don't you think say
about Mugabe
don't you think say baptism of fire now the man okay for now thank you China because we started SMLE now yes we uncle Don Mahama tell me I could for the use their own to punish the OSP. I could for the dream of one of the certain OSP. Don't go there.
The money basso.
Don't basso.
It's 7
life and colored. All the street people. Everybody should come. All the media today. Thank you. I've been receiving some calls and because I haven't received my invitation on time, I'm not able to come. Listen, me now early. What do you mean? Me come on black card. Me come. Say me come on black card. Me come on black. I started with list. No, because I didn't even list to the starting. You see, it's different from the OSP.
Yeah, man, I be. Yes, remember Apostle Abraham Lincoln said. Namada Lisu as a Mada Minia Mahmoud Kabore. So I say Mugabe Maase enemy day or body and dominate and come out and salute 3 p.m. You be sure. And you better see a cassie about that near the bro. Mapoma when you have been for Montuaswe.